around us, they don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're lying close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away our love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. White lies, blur our lips. Sweet as poison. wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me till at the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. Ah, I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me till the end. I'm not the girl that I used to be. Sometime I'm more than words. I'm beyond what I once was. I don't believe in love it. Hey, hey. If I want something, I got it. Hey, hey. Oh, baby, I don't need love me. Hey, hey. 'Cause your love, I cannot buy it. Wasn't real with you, boy. Real, wasn't real with you, boy. You won't give me too much chances. I don't care if I am fancy brighter. Yeah, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye, I'm telling goodbye, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye, I'm telling goodbye.
Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to another AFR broadcast. I think my screen just broke, which is interesting. So we'll see why that's the case. We're here for round 16 of the AFR Tier 1 Championship at the lovely Monte Carlo circuit. Okay, let's have a look here. Why is this broken? That's why it's broken. Because someone forgot to change it. Okay. I'm glad that we're on the same page. Okie dokie. Apologies for that, everyone. We should be okay now. There we are. Excellent. All right. So, as you can see, 17 minutes and 30 seconds. I think I've lost sound. There we go. All right. That was a whole mess. But I'm Kuno Zero, and with me for Tier 1 is Psycho.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay. So, 17 minutes on the clock here at Monaco. I mean, I'm willing to put money that everyone knows Monaco, Monte Carlo. I'm sure everybody knows what to expect from this lovely track. So I can't imagine anyone will have any surprises. This should be spicy, if I had to guess. I'm going to assume that it's going to be a spicy one.
Yeah, so we've got a bit of an interesting format for Monaco, which is not quite the standard, where we're doing the short qualifying, and then we've got a sprint race, which is about 13 laps, I think, and then we have the 50% race after that, which is the feature. So that's going to be the 39 laps on the 50%. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of Monaco, and hopefully we get to see a lot of close racing and a lot of battling.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So we're going to be on board. We'll jump on board with Baitmate here, first person on track, as he comes around the final turn to start his lap. We'll check on the lap timer, and we'll stay on board with the AlphaTauri for a flying lap of the Monte Carlo circuit. So of course down towards turn 1, that'll be Saint Devote. And then up through the gears as they go through Beau Rivage and into Massenet. Sweeping left-hander that goes into Casino down the hill. And then we hit... Oh, that's the Red Bull just getting out of the way there. So Baymate going across the first sector now. Down into the Grand Hotel hairpin. The slowest corner on the Formula 1 calendar. And then into Portier. And then down to the Monaco Tunnel. About 280 or so. Hard on the brakes as you hit the Neuville chicane. Went through that quite well, actually. Alright, so now speed into Tabac. And then down through the swimming pool. Very, very easy to rob the walls here, as Charles Leclerc found that all too well. And also, Mick. Mick split his car in half through that section.
He did. Pretty safe lap by Bait there. Good time, though.
Oh, yeah, 110.3. Okay.
I think Jack Humphries is about to pound him. No, not quite. 10.5.
Okay, so Baitmate still holds on. Oh. Baitmate still holds on to provisional pole there, as we see a yellow flag in Sector 1. That'll just be slow cars getting out of the way, as we are on board with T-Mac here, who will be starting his flying lap now. Jack Humphries came across with a 10.5, Panda with a 10.6, Paulo Pepsi in the Ferrari with a 12.0 up in P4, and combined with a 12.1. Everyone else still running on times.
Big discrepancy there between the times so far. Whole 2 seconds. Now, some of these guys might start getting impeded looking at the traffic towards Sector 3.
I think it's 280. I think it's about 280, 285 for the braking zone there. Interesting.
Bieber is putting in an absolutely rapid lap.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there we
It's
go.
a 109.6 there for the Alpine team. That's quick.
I was watching that lap, and he was 1 gear higher than everyone else at every single corner.
So he's carrying it. Well, I wonder if that means he's just running a lower setup, which allows him to get to that speed.
Well, I think the standard setup here is about 50-50 wing, but he was just carrying so much more speed. Like even looking through the hairpin, I think I was on board with Jack Humphries, and he came around at around a minimum speed of 44 kilometers an hour. Phoebe, I think, didn't go beneath 50.
Wow, alright, well, it looks like people have got some work to do in order to catch it. There are the fastest sectors on your screen right now, and they all belong to FIBA. An 18.4 for Sector 1, a 33.2 for Sector 2, and a 17.9 for Sector 3. And, oh, wow, it's just so rapid. It's just so rapid. It's a big out.
A massive gap.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Hopefully these guys can get out of the way. Excellent. Not a place you want to impede somebody there. This Big Al makes his way through to Buck now.
That's a bit deep by Big Al into the Noble chicane there.
It was, but he pulled it up. There we go, that's it. It's one big giant pinball machine of a Grand Prix circuit. As Big Al will cross the line with a 110.098, good enough for P2. So FIBA will still be in provisional pole.
Solid time there. I once saw a horrific accident between someone trying to set a fast lap and someone exiting the pits. Because you know when you're trying to set a fast lap, you try and stick as right to the track as possible to minimize the track distance. And that pit exits right onto the track. There was a close moment in Tier 3 where someone nearly got cleaned up doing that.
Can you just let me know who is currently P10?
Smitty.
So Smitty is running number 38. Okay. I just realized that wasn't showing up correctly, so we'll get that quickly fixed. If I check the full names. Oh, and who's P7?
Vlad?
Okay, that makes sense. I think he's done Tier 1 before.
Christ just put in a 10.4, and I think it's Vlad's first time in Tier 1. So far holding his own, which is quite impressive.
There we go. Everybody should be correct now. Yes. Excellent. All right. So, 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
Red Panda's about to start a second lap.
What was his original time? 10.6. Just on board with Endocat now here on the Williams. His teammate T-Mac in P6 with a 110.5. You see Endocat go through the first sector. Oh, just getting a little squirrely down towards the hotel hairpin.
That's going to cost him a little bit of time, I think.
Oh, and he's sideways. He catches it again. He's just got low grip on those rear tires. I wonder. I don't think it's because they're cold. And he bought it. He decides to abort that lap.
They might be hot. It's easy to overheat the softs around here, even with like pretty low tire pressures.
You can see him slowing down there, getting out of the way of some of the other cars. Well, in that case, we will switch to another car on an out lap. And it is the person currently at the top of that board, FIBA, in the Alpine. Currently on provisional pole. Remember, with a 109.6 is the only person so far to get into the 109s. Big Al was awfully close, 0.98. FIBA also has the fastest sectors around the entire track. I've been told that Jack Humphries should be able to fight that. He was, of course, his teammate.
Good.
Oh!
Panda! Oh, massive block up at the pit lane exit. There's 2 or 3 cars involved there. Big Al gets a DSQ, I believe.
What?
I think Pepsi made a mistake and Big Al got caught behind him. Big Al had to stop as to not enter the track because Panda was still coming off a lap and stopping called a DSQ. Oh, massive crash! No, sorry, Pepsi is out just past Casino.
Oh, wow! Oh my god!
That's a horrible spot to park a car.
Oh my god! So we'll see that in a minute. We'll just finished watching Fever's lap, but I need to see that again because Fever was so incredibly close to hitting that Ferrari, and he still went faster. He still just set a faster sector one. But he's touched the wall there. Yep, and he's invalidated.
So close. What we did miss there is Jack Humphries did put in 9.9 in. Panda did a 10 flat, and Batemate did a 10.3.
Yep, so a 10.094 there for Panda. So only the Alpines are currently in the 109s. And since we've got some time here, let's just go back to that replay. Here we are. So here goes Fever into Casino. Just have a look on the right-hand side of your screen. Full speed he did that, and he set the fastest sector one. Oh my god.
He threaded the needle there. That was amazing.
He truly did. He truly did. All right. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this session. The Alpines are currently 1-2. Panda is hot on their heels. Currently in the pits, though. I wonder if he'll come out and try for another lap. And we have a couple of drivers there. Actually, no. We've only got one. Kebab there in the Aston Martin with no time set. Currently on board with Crush.
A little bit deep there by Crush.
Here we go across the line. So remember, 110.4 for the Mercedes driver.
Ekham's about to cross the line and put in his first time.
Have a look at Batemate there. 109.92 actually splits the Alpines.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Ekham did come across the line with a 10.4, putting him in 6th place for now.
Ekham? Ekham in an Aston Martin?
Sorry, I'm like Kebab. I meant Kebab.
For a minute, I'm like, hold on a minute.
These damn names, man. His name on my screen is Justin Ryan, real not fan. I've got no clues who.
This is my only issue. This is why I use a custom leaderboard and I name them what I want.
Yeah,
so Kebab it is. So Crush going slower in that sector 1, but did get a green sector 2. I wonder if he'll just drive straight through the board there. See if he'll get an improvement on his time. He sets the... Did he actually set the fastest sector 3? Wow, 109.8. Okay. All right then. That's that. So he went yellow, green, purple, which is the way that goes. Okay. Nice.
Well, what tends to happen around here is these guys that are so quick that are getting their cars into the 109s, they're overheating their tires towards the end of the lap is what's happening. So if he started with really cold tires, he would have had a pretty average sector 1 and then just improved, and he would have still had some tire life left by the end.
Alright, so essentially...
I don't believe it was intentional, but that's what he did.
Yeah, so essentially everybody's in the pit, except T-Mac, who just crossed the line there, and Fever has just come out onto the track, so we'll stay on board with the Alpine driver as we have 5-minute warning there on the leaderboard. And I'm curious to see if he can smash that 109.6. Now, Jacob Meister in the chat is just notifying us that Jack Humphries in the top 10 for time trial with a 18.6, which you actually told me earlier, Psycho. The only thing is, that's under ideal conditions. So I understand that, like, I would assume that if he can get the car tweaked and correct, he can probably get close to that, but I doubt it'd be an 8.6. Can he get into the 8s, though? That'd be interesting. If he can actually get into the 8s here on this qualifying session, man, that'd be something to see.
I don't believe he'll get into the 8s. He might get a really, really low 9. Oh, T-Mac invalidates. He might get a really, really low 9 because the thing about TT is, as you said, it's perfect conditions, but in addition, your tires are always the perfect temperature. And on this track, that actually really matters because if you go quick, they do overheat.
Well, here we go. He said a 109.617 before. There are the fastest sectors on your screen. Did he just abort? I was going to say I heard the engine go down.
Yeah, he went in too deep into Centerbot.
In that case, let's jump on board with his teammate then, who's currently P4. 109.97. So interestingly, there are 4 drivers right now who have gone into the 109s. Fever, Crush, Baitmate, and Jack Humphries. Jack Humphries, of course, who we were just speaking about. So I'm curious to see if he can hit the fabled 108. We'll stay on board with him and see. Flying lap through the eyes of this man. Put the speedometer up there just so we can see the pedal movements. Here we go. Through St. Devoe.
Brushes the wall, uses all the track.
That's what it's there for. If there's tarmac, drivers will use it. Fifth gear modulating the throttle. Onto the brake, doesn't downshift though. Carries fifth gear down towards Mirabeau. Now, most likely into first gear for the hairpin. No, he stays in second. Okay.
Gets on the throttle pretty early as well. I think he carried a good amount of speed through there.
Well, he's green on his time, but it's not a sector breaker, so here we go. Through the gears again. 280 kilometers an hour. 21 before he hit the brakes there. Oh, and he's invalidated. So that's one of the things you've got to be very, very careful of here at Monaco. The Novelle chicane. Oh, my God. Oh, he's in the... I thought he kept that, but he didn't. He's lost his front wing. Who was that? Is that Trin? It has to be. Trin. Yeah, his teammate got disqualified for the pit lane infringement, which I don't think it was his fault. I think it's just an issue there.
His qualifying's done.
Wow, so Trin will have to come in and fix it. That's such a shame there as we have a 2-minute warning. So Jax will most likely go again. I guess we'll stay on board with him.
Uber is ahead. He should go again as well, I think. He'll have time.
So the last 2 minutes. Let's have a look. 18.4 is the current Sector 1. Oh, and Jax is 2 seconds slower. And Phoebus, that's a 109.2. And I have a feeling that I wonder if he's just going on a slow lap there so that he can recharge. I don't know if he's got enough time to make it back to the line, though. This is Jack Humphries I'm talking about. We'll keep an eye on that. Crush is on an outlap. He pulls out of the way. I'm assuming he's done that just not to impede, so we'll stay on board with him. We'll see if he can get closer to Fever there with that 109.2 combined with a 110.8.
Yeah, Jack Humphries will make it. He's got the battery, he's got what he needs.
So Vlad 109.789. He goes up into P2. A great result there for the Haas. And Smitty comes in the pit lane.
Where on earth did Vlad come from? He's never even reserved in Tier 1. He just puts his car in the front row.
Well. And Fever comes into the pit, so there will be no improvement from him. Now the question is, will, I suppose, Jack Humphries be able to beat his teammate's time? We're on board with Crush at the moment, who is on a yellow Sector 1. As he comes through... into the wall! That's a heavy hit!
Yep, he's out. The only person that could do it now is Jack Humphries, as he just gets to the Novelle chicane. Invalidated here last lap. Keeps it going. Wow, carries minimum speed. Stays in 4th gear.
Now we had a yellow Sector 1, and he's got a yellow Sector 2 as well. There will not be an improvement here from the Alpine. He hops. That's legal, apparently. Cool. All right. Hugging in through Anthony No, and he goes straight into the pits. He knows he can't beat it. And, wow. That's a very interesting... It's a very interesting development there. An unfortunate one for Trin, who punted the wall. I thought he kept the drift, but ended up just into the wall. And then, of course, Crush hitting the wall right at the end as well. But Vlad, 109.7.
T-Mac has no battery. Oh, he improves. 10.2. Up to 7th.
There it is, P7.
He had no battery left.
I didn't realise there were people still on the track. So,
Baitmate should be the last one across the line.
he improved?
No. Man, I don't know what's more impressive, Fever's gap or the fact that Vlad put it on the front row.
It was a rocket time. Nobody hit the 108s, but they got close. Fever with that 109.2. So, well done to you, sir. I mean, all the way down to P8.
One driver that's really out of position here is Big Al.
Yeah, unfortunately, starting from the back there due to that DSQ. So, hopefully, he'll be able to gain up some point or some positions in the sprint race. Of course, it is tier 1, so we do have a sprint race. It's going to be a very interesting Monaco for these guys. 13 laps in the sprint race, 39 laps in the main race. But congratulations to Fever. He takes pole position for the sprint race. Vlad in P2, Crush in P3, Baitmate, Jack Humphreys, Panda, T-Mac, Kebab, that'd be Jackson, and Trin ran out the top 10. And again, an unfortunate one there for Big Al, who will have to start from the back. And that's the only problem. You really don't get much time. Like, if you're trying to avoid something, the game doesn't know that. It just sees you where you shouldn't be and then decides to penalize you for it. I didn't check weather, but I don't think it'll rain.
I think it's clear, yeah.
Rain would be a nightmare. Oh my god, it would be an absolute nightmare. So there's the timer on the top of your screen. Again, no formation lap, just due to potential errors. We will go straight into this race.
Yes, so formation lap's still being bugged, which does mean that we'll jump straight into the race, which is a little unfortunate. But at least everyone starts on warm tyres now, which is nice.
Alright, so for those of you who are new, welcome, thank you for watching, and you are about to witness one of the craziest turn 1s on the calendar. The only one that can compare is Monza. So here we go. We are away. You can see the cars make a break for it. It's a very decent start so far, and it looks pretty clean, I must say. Wow, well done to everyone involved.
That was impressive turn 1. Now, the next sort of big challenge is going to be to check up at the hairpin, because there's always a nightmare there as Combined gets past Pondit on soft tyres. Okay.
Alright, so Fever leads this race. Vlad in P2, Crush in P3, and Jack Humphreys in P4. Jack Humphreys, Pondin and Endocat running the soft tyres. Everyone else running the medium compound. And again, it is a sprint race, so you do not need to change tyres. It is a straight sprint to the finish. And there you can see the predicted pit stop strategy. It's a 0 stop again. Oh,
Jack Humphreys,
and he's actually retired!
In the Nova chicane, yeah, he just hit the corner coming into it, lost his front left, and everyone is getting penned so hardcore.
Yes,
because of how his car's parked.
No. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. They had to take evasive action to go through the chicane, and of course the game sees that as corner cutting. So it will be something that the stewards will have to look at. It's not great, but we can't work with what we have.
We can't really take a look at it or change it because it is the sprint race and your final position will be a position starting the race, so we can't really intervene here.
That's true. Well, I suppose play on. There we go, lap 2 of 13, Fever as well, and truly in the lead, 2 seconds there. While we have a little bit of a break, we'll just go back to that replay, and we'll see if we can catch the moment. So here they go through, and just look at that Alpine there, bang, hits the wall. Actually, what was that? Let's just watch that one more time. I don't think that happened the way I think it happened. So again, keep an eye on that Alpine.
Yeah, that looked a little strange.
No. It's just a little bit of lag from the spectator side, but his wheel did hit the that notorious orange barrier.
That barrier's claimed many lives.
So here we are. P10 on board with Smitty for the Scuderia Ferrari. His teammate very close behind.
Pretty tight race so far as Fever sets the fastest lap. No big surprise there. He is absolutely... Dude, lap 3, Fever's got a 2.5 second gap on P2 already.
It's more than that. It's more than that. It'll be... Is it 2.5 seconds? Is it showing you 2.5 seconds now?
2.6.
2.6? Alright, fair enough. This is a bit of an interval gap there. So, yeah, lap 3. That, I mean, DRS is enabled. Not that it means much here. It's only one DRS zone, and that is on the main straight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's even with DRS, it's very difficult to overtake here. Almost impossible if you're relatively similar pace. Now, what I do think is interesting is Cat always goes the soft tyre in every sprint race, even when it's a really bad idea. Monaco, I think, is a particularly bad idea to do it at, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. You can't lose many positions, but he's definitely not going to gain any.
Everybody maintaining position so far. There's a little bit of a train gathering from P7 onwards. P6 onwards, actually. They're all balancing around that 1 second mark. See Panda encroaching on his teammate. We'll switch up there to P5 at the moment. We have a 10-lap warning.
T-Mac had a bit of a snap coming out of Raskas, and that's given Trin the chance to catch up to him again.
There goes Panda, who is reserving for Mikau. Mikau is the standard driver for AlphaTauri. He's decided to sit this one out. So Panda is taking over. Panda, a fast driver in his own right, racing in Tier 2. See the AlphaTauris together now.
Pretty good result so far for AlphaTauri if they can hold it.
Faber just keeps making more and more time there. Oops. Panda really needs to make sure he takes that corner properly. Some more warnings after that as Apollo Pepsi gets corner cutting as well, and that's it. That's the Novell chicane for you. It's very, very tempting.
Smitty and Pepsi got it then, and Trin definitely got a warning at that chicane as well, just on that lap.
It's very easy. It's very easy to cut. You want to extend and straighten up that corner as much as possible. You just cannot get away with it.
Yeah, Trin's sitting pretty right now because the three drivers behind him all have 3-second time penalties, so he's looking pretty good to try and maintain that last points paying position for the sprint race. Sorry, I hiccuped.
Okay. So, I wonder... It's going to be a really, really, really rough start for Jack Humphries next race. He's going to start right at the back of the grid at Monaco. So, there's going to be some pit strategy for him to be able to jump back up to the front. Or if he actually does just blast through everybody and overtake, like through tunnel or up towards Mirabeau or something like that, that's all the best for us.
I reckon his best bet, knowing the likelihood of a safety car at Monaco, because the game just doesn't like safety cars here for some reason, is start on the softs, do that first lap, come in and pit for mediums, and then just absolutely put in lap after lap as fast as you can to try and get an overcut.
Alright, so 5 of 13. Just jumping on board with BL now, who is encroaching on Apollo Pepsi's personal space there. Big L in a really good position as well. Apollo Pepsi with 6 seconds of penalties due to cutting the corner twice. Oh, and he goes much slower through Santivo. That's going to allow Big L to go right up on the right side. And he'll get an excellent overtake, just like I was saying before, through Mirabeau into Casino. And Big L now in P11.
Awesome move by Big Al. He might still end up close to the points at this rate. He's currently looking pretty good for P9. So that would be a P16 to P9, 13 laps of Monaco in a sprint race. That's pretty impressive if he pulls it off.
Just got to maintain that gap. Got to maintain that gap. Okay.
Absolutely. I think our closest battle on track at the moment is either Vlad or Jackson. Jackson on Trin, trying to get that last position away from him. Trin defending very well at the moment, though.
Jump up to P3 at the moment, where Crush has managed to bring this gap quite close to Vlad. Over the Mercedes.
Bieber is nearly comfortably almost a second a lap faster than Vlad.
Yep. He holds the fastest lap at the moment, a 1:11.4. Crush chasing Vlad down here towards... That's Mirabeau there. Oh, it's Massenet. I always get those two confused. It's Massenet up to the Runner Casino, and it's Mirabeau going down the hill. Alright. There's Panda also encroaching on his teammate there, P4.
I believe those two would have been told to just hold station.
It's probably the safest bet, yeah. They both want to get a good starting position for the race and also score points, so I wouldn't take too many risks. I know Panda can be a little bit hot-headed, but hopefully he just follows through. I mean, if, you know, Bait is slower, then you would think maybe he lets him through, avoid any type of collision, but we'll see.
I'm just on board with Crush at the moment, I'm hunting down Vlad, and I think it's quite funny that the FTX logos are still on the Mercedes.
Oh, FTS, the world's greatest magic trick. How to take $32 billion in valuation and lose it in 36 hours.
Oh, someone's around. That is Andocat. He manages to get the car out of the way though, so I don't think it's going to be any issues. Just sitting in the tunnel.
Yep, he's off to the right side of the tunnel there. So that is, of course, another issue with Monaco. You don't have a lot of places to, you know, if you have an issue, you get out of the way. So it's just a very high speed, high risk circuit.
Yeah, if you end up parking your car sideways.
Ah, there it is!
Get it around.
So I'm sorry to cut you. I'm sorry to cut you there, but I knew that was coming because Panda goes very far over that chicane, and I saw it lap after lap, and I'm just like, man, how is this guy not got a penalty yet? And there it is, 3 seconds. So that's rough now because all that hard work that they've done means Kebab is most likely going to take P5. And unlucky for him, if Trin and T-Mac maintain the pace that they've got, they'll probably take those positions as well. So if it was me, and it's not me, but if it was, and I was Bait, I'd let Panda go ahead and try and make as much time as possible in these next 5 laps.
I would, if I was Macau at the moment, I'd tell them to do the same. I told them to swap, and I told Bait to just back off a little bit, drive at about 90%, 95%, just give Panda that gap.
95%, also known as the Fabian Coulthard method. And that was actually more like 5%. But anyway.
Oh boy, who was that? I saw a clip the other day. Who was that driver that was 2 seconds a lap slower than Fernando at Melbourne, and the engineer was yelling at him?
Melbourne.
It was the engineer was really going off at him, saying, "Come on, mate, you've got the same fuel load. I know you've got a bit of understeer, but you can't be 2 seconds a lap slower than Fernando."
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Someone in the chat will save me here. That's gonna bug me all night.
Sorry, I brought it up.
It was... I can't for the life of me remember. Oh, it's gonna bug me. It's going to bug me. They're not switching positions, though. They're maintaining. But I will say this. Something changed, because Kebab is 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, it's up to 2.5 now. I'd say Panda asked to swap, and Bates said, "No, just go faster."
Just go faster. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Your right pedal has a 0 to 100. Use it to 100. All right, well, lap 10 of 13. Fever... almost 9 seconds down the road of Vlad. Vlad doing an excellent job, by the way. Crush was really pushing him there. He's now extended that to about a second. As we switch back, P11 right now with Big Al. Trying to chase down Smitty. Scuderia Ferrari. He'll get him on paper. Based on the penalties that himself and Jackson have. However, I'm sure he'd love to overtake him on track.
I think so, yeah. At this rate, I don't think Panda's going to be able to build that gap.
Right down the inside, and Smitty didn't even put up a fight. He knows exactly what his situation is. Allows the McLaren to scrape on past. P10 now for the orange Formula 1 car. And he'll now look at trying to chase down this Red Bull. Interesting. Aren't having a great sprint race. Jackson is in P9. Bonded down in P13.
Pretty close so far between some of these guys. But yeah, FIBA just in a league of his own right now.
Got 10.5 seconds now. There's the gap. Keep going through P2. Oh, that's a massive lock up there from Smitty. He'll pick up a 3-second time penalty. But he missed the chicane. Something fierce.
I think Ando's trying to see how many different soft compounds he can put on this race. He's on his third or fourth set, I think.
I can check that. Andocat has changed once. Combined has changed twice.
Only once for Ando? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he must have stayed out with that spin then.
Alright, switching up to P3 at the moment. So Crush has managed to bring the gap down again. Now travelling around in the 2/10th mark. So Vlad has done a significant job in the race so far. And as I say that, Crush just going a little slower through Portier, dropping back.
Ekem Duffs. I keep saying Ekem Kebab did make a mistake. It's the damn name, man. Kebab did make a mistake, and now he's sort of teetering on that 3-second mark to Panda.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Panda might actually be saved by that. So as long as he and Batemate can keep up the pace, he might just save that position. This Crush comes around the final corner. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to catch Vlad. He was really, really close, but then has just blown out as they go through St. Devoe. Vlad is doing a great job right now. They go through all the gaps. Pretty steady.
If he ever does this in the race, he'll be 2 beers deep by the time P2 crosses the line.
But there is an issue that will come with the race, and that is back markers. If he's this fast, he's going to have a lot of them.
Very true.
He's going to have to make sure that he keeps on that. Now, we'll switch on board with the man in question here as he goes through the swimming pool for one last time here in the sprint race. Beautifully clean, no penalties, and he'll take fastest lap as well. There is no bonus point for fastest lap in a sprint race, though, I don't think.
No.
I think it's only for the races. FIBA will cross the line and take 8 points for his trouble, but he will also start at the front of the grid for the main race. And here is the Haas of Vlad. He'll take P2, Crush in P3. An excellent finish from them. Here come the AFRs, P4 and 5. Now the serious question will be, is Kebab going to jump him? He does, unfortunately, and by the close, the tiniest of margins. So unfortunately, Panda will officially finish P6 on the board.
Apart from FIBA's absolutely rapid pace, the most impressive driver then was Big Al. In 13 laps, managed to making it from P16 to P9.
Yep, gained 7 positions. And the biggest loser, of course, was Jack Humphreys, who lost 11 because he crashed.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So there's an issue with that too, which is he'll have that in his mind. And so he's going to take it easier through that corner. And so he will naturally be slower. Now, if he can build up the confidence over time throughout the race, then maybe he gets that back. But that's always going to be on his mind. He's going to be like, well, I just lost out there. And it's almost, it's very hard to see, as we see the driver today, they're Big out and well-deserved. It's very hard to see how hitting that wall would not cause a DNF. Like your tire's coming off. It's going to be so difficult to hit that wall and survive.
See Brock in chat there saying that he always likes to brush that wall and the game just took that as a collision. Well, no, I don't think that's correct. I think he touched the wall and it is a collision every time you do it.
Yeah, no,
it just depends on how hard he did it.
It's the angle, the speed, it's all that. Usually, and even if you do brush that wall, the problem with it is, even if you glance off the wall, you're cutting the corner, right? Because it's going to bounce you off towards the thing. So, I'm sure time trial, practice, he gets that, millimeter perfect, but this time around it did not work, unfortunately. All right, so sprint race done and dusted. the main race will begin very shortly. And this one is the one that's really going to be on these guys' minds because you have to take into account pit stops. And for 39 laps, almost 3 times the distance. Exactly 3 times the distance. Just thinking about that really quick.
So, as before, same in this race. It's going to be the same thing in terms of we will not be having a formation lap because it's still bugged. So we'll get straight into the race again. And honestly, I think if FIBA makes it through turn 1, it's done. He's gone. He won't look back.
Well, there are the red lights. You can see him leading the pack. Lights go out and they go down towards turn 1. And again, it looks like a clean start from everyone. Crush is trying to go. Oh, and I can see the... someone just lost their wing. The end plate. I'm not sure who that was. Oh! And how did he not crash? How did he not crash out?
That was insane.
I'm still not sure how he didn't crash out there. We'll just quickly go back into the... Ooh, as we see Jack Humphries wasting no time. Goes down on the inside, but it looks like Pondon's going to want that position back. He takes the inside of the hairpin. Oh, but he doesn't get the speed, and Jack Humphries will maintain that. Up in a P13. Let's just go back to that replay. Hopefully we caught it. Just take a look at that Alfa Romeo. How did he survive that? How did he survive that?
Oh man, that's damage. That's some pretty severe damage. Was that combined? Yeah,
it was. So Apollo Pepsi and combined have front wing damage, so that means that the end plate that I saw at the start belongs to a Ferrari.
That was
oh, down on the inside. Jack Humphries wastes no time. That might have been a little bit too much of a strong arm. I'm not sure. But might have to look into that one. But anyway, P10 now for the Alpine. That's in one lap.
He looks at Big Al and goes, "Oh, you made 6 positions or 7 positions in 13. Watch me do it in 2." He's also on the hard tire.
Yep, he's decided to go for an extra long first stint. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, to be honest, but we'll see. We've got plenty of laps to go.
I think it's the right call.
That might have been a bit too strong of a move, I think, as we see the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari have combined an Apollo, respectively, coming out of the pits. As we see the predicted pit stop strategy there, so a 1-stop, medium to hard. For those who are brave, soft, medium, hard for a 2-stopper. I don't think anybody's going to do that.
Rock in chat saying you hit the same wall in qualifying multiple times the same way with a different result. I am going to call bullshit on that. The game's code or the handling model doesn't change from lap to lap. He hit it differently.
Yeah, he would have.
Even if it was slightly, he hit it differently.
Yeah, he was a little too close.
Mikhail playing
AFR Manager 2022. Yeah, I love it.
He actually would be too. That's quite funny. Arguably, he's probably having the most fun of anyone at the moment. Definitely the least amount of stress.
Alright, so lap 3 at 39, which means the DRS is now enabled. Again, not really much of a point, but it can allow for close cars to overtake down through the main straight.
T-Mac and Smitty both had a moment. They're in the pits getting their wins twice.
So was Apollo. Man.
Oh, okay.
Ferrari.
Mikhail.
I've seen Panda nearly bin it in 3 times in the sprint. Well, but he didn't, right? He got a penalty, but he didn't bin it. As we have a yellow flag in Sector 3, that belongs to... I'm not sure who that belongs to, but Smitty just picked up a 5-second penalty for corner cutting.
Smitty just applying some very creative lines through Sandevot as he's just letting cars by.
Oh, and he's hit the wall!
He's hit the wall. Oh no, Smitty.
Oh my lord. Okay. And we've got a green flag now. I don't understand how that works because I can still see that Ferrari slowing the track. Well, there's green flag conditions, I suppose.
Both Ferraris are in a bit of a state at the moment.
Down to P6 here. Kebab chasing down Panda in the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri's in a good spot. The only two, I take that back, sorry. There's 3 cars that are matching each other. Batemate and Panda in 4 and 5. That'd be Big Al and Trin in P7 and 8. And Apollo and Smitty down in P15 and 16. Kebab taking a very liberal line there through the Novell chicane. I'm sure he got a warning for that. So you want to be very careful. Plenty of, oh, as he touches the wall, as Smitty picks up another 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
I think he'll be okay from that wall touch. It looked like it was the rear tyre, but Big Al is looking pretty keen to overtake, not wasting any time.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult though. The issue is that both of them have DRS, so that is the one benefit of DRS, of course. When you're going down the main straight, if you can maintain your speed through Anthony No, then more than likely you'll be able to overtake on the right side or the left side, depending on where the front driver will give you the space. But if both of you have DRS, well,
that McLaren is rapid.
does seem so. I can give you a speed update, actually. The fastest car on track right now, believe it or not... You know what? I'm gonna make a guess.
Oh! He made a mistake. He made a mistake into... sorry for cutting you off, but he made a mistake coming out of Portiere.
Yeah, he's going to try and go into the chicane. There's a little bit of a block. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. I think maybe Kebab was going to choose his defensive move and Big Al just chose to move at the same time. I think that's just an accident. But they did come together slightly. No damage reported on either. I take that back. Kebab actually does have front wing damage.
Yeah, okay. He does seem a little bit slower. Big Al looking quite a lot faster. You told me to guess. My best guess, if I was a betting man, would be FIBA is the fastest car on track, considering I'd say he's about a second a lap faster than Vlad at the moment.
Yeah, so no. And
No?
the reason for that is because... So, the fastest car was Smitty. Smitty and Crush both hit 283 kilometers an hour through the tunnel. But Big Al actually smashed it when I asked you the question. So Big Al did 287
Okay.
to the end, down into the chicane. So
I
rapid
can't
McLaren
decide. I can't decide who to look at, whether to look at track comfort or Big Al. Both of them are so much quicker than the cars ahead, but they just can't overtake.
They really can't. It's pit strategies. Oh, Big Al took a very, very, very big chunk out of the chicane. I wonder if he got a warning for that. Their pit strategies are very, very important here at Monaco. And we'll see who's come out on top as the race develops. Still plenty of race to go, though. And FIBA is well and truly in the lead of it. 7.7 seconds he was in that last update. Let's jump back a couple of positions. P10, Jack Humphreys in the Alpine chasing down Jackson. In P9, he's looking on the inside of Saint Devoux. Realizes he can't get it to... Oh, and I was just going to say... you can't take that much out of the corner, and Jack Humphreys will pick up a 3-second time penalty, so he's going to have to work extra hard now for the end of this race, because that's going to hurt him. Oh, hard on the brakes!
Oh, goes for a big send.
Hard on the brakes, and he makes it work! Wow, the hard tyre is really working out for the Alpine here. P9.
Just waiting for Brock and Chad to try and defend that 3-second penalty.
So, looking at these times, so Big Al again, very, very close to Kebab, just can't seem to get the trigger pulled. We'll switch back up to him. Look at this speed here through the swimming pool.
He's significantly faster through the sweeping corners. To back is just ridiculous. Kebab is so slow through there, but you can't overtake.
Now, Big Al's going to have DRS there, but I don't know if it's going to help him out. Kebab is 4 seconds behind Panda. But again, just could not get it through. His best chance is actually going to try and stick with the cars through these long sections here. Up through Massenet. Into Casino, maybe getting later on the brakes here. Trying to hold him towards Hotel Hairpin. He might even be able to get him just as Jack Humphreys did to Jackson. But no, Kebab still maintaining the lead. or the lead of that particular battle, I should say.
Kebab's taking some pretty good defensive lines. He's not using all the track, which is what you should be doing when you're trying to defend. He's sort of putting his car not quite in the middle, but just in the middle enough to make sure that Big Al can't really squeeze his nose in there. That Humphreys is on Trin's tail.
Yep. So he is very, very rapid through this circuit. And you can see him here now. He might even look to try and hard brake through the hairpin. No, he chooses not to. Okay, that's a very safe bet. I thought he might try and do just as he did earlier on in the race. But no, he's just going to stay right there. You can see the wings open. And then he opens up that inside. There we go.
Trin is under so much pressure here. Jack Humphreys is out of ERS though. He used everything on the main straight. I don't know if that was the right call.
He snaps there!
Snap! Oh.
Manages to catch the car though, lucky for him. Monaco not a forgiving track. We do not have a lot of room to play with when it comes to mistakes like that. Keeps it out of the wall though. He's trying to size him up, but there's no speed. He can't get the distance on him. There's really only two places you can try for a move like that. Oh, he just brushed the wall there as well. This time, not crashing out.
Jack is so much faster than Trin, and he's got better tires as well. It just goes to show, like, even if you're absolutely rapid compared to the guy ahead of you, overtaking is almost impossible unless they make a mistake.
Oh, Big Al goes, there's contact!
Massive send! Oh, that's damage. I think Big Al killed him.
That's contact there. I'm not sure exactly. Let's see if we can get an update. So keep an eye on the cars ahead. You're looking at the cars there. Big Al goes right down on the inside. Wow, they come together quite hard. And yeah, that's not worked out for Kebab. Kebab, it's not reporting any extra damage. He had the front wingers. We come back to Jack Humphreys now, trying to jump on Trin. It's a little bit of a force, gets him through.
That was a bit of a dirty move. He tapped Trin into the Maribo corner up the top, and then he sort of made Trin go squirrely and sideways, and he got right alongside him and just held it alongside him all the way through the hairpin and just got better acceleration. I would personally ask him to give that position back. That was a bit of a dirty overtake.
Well, that's something for the stewards to handle. Now, Jack Humphreys will take all the space he can get. And as he now chases down Big Al, and there's actually quite a significant gap there. All that fighting between them all, Big Al is 8 seconds down from Panda. Really far out the back. Look at that combined 33.3 behind Pondon and P12, and Apollo and Smitty 36.8 and 41 seconds. It is not a great day for the Ferrari team.
No.
Is the chicane optional? That is a resounding no. Although these guys, I've seen quite a bit of them taking the what do you call it? A lot of liberty with the amount of curb they run. So I'm sure some of these guys are running on like final warnings. As Smitty picks up a second time penalty.
So the chicane is definitely not optional, but the track limits have been interpreted fairly loosely by some of the teams.
So Crush is doing a great job sticking to Vlad here. And again, oh my God, we're 12 laps in. FIBA is putting a second a lap. A second! Are you kidding? Are you kidding? His last lap was a 13.3. Vlad's last lap was a 13.8. FIBA's fastest lap is a 12 flat.
I've got to find that clip of that dude, the engineer yelling at the driver being 2 seconds lap slower than Fernando. It's so applicable here.
It's so crazy.
Jack Humphries caught Big Al pretty quickly.
Yeah, the question is whether or not he'll actually be able to get him. Stay on board with Prix just as he hits the chicane here. And we'll switch over to... Oh, wow! Vlad slowed up a lot more than the Mercedes did that time. Look how fast they go through the swimming pool section. Absolutely no room for error.
That Merc is rapid at the moment. If you peel the FTX stickers off, might be even quicker.
So Jack Humphries, so Big Al. I'm curious, actually. Let's have a look here. So there you go. Jack was 0.3 faster than Big Al on that last lap, but slower in the final sector. And based on their best laps, Jack Humphries is actually slower overall. 12.7 there for Big Al.
Yeah, I don't think these two are going to swap positions. As long as Big Al doesn't make a silly mistake, he's more than fast enough to keep Jack behind him. It's just a case of how it's going to pan out with strategy, because I think when it comes to pit stops, that's what's going to decide it between these two.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. We are at lap 13 of 39. I think the window will open at 15? 16?
Recommended is 17, so probably 16, 15. I'd say 15 would be the earliest we'll see a pit stop for the medium runners.
Well, FIBA 14 seconds ahead now. That is not. Also, I might add, just looking at. Okay, here's the damage report based on the telemetry that I have right now. Smitty has front wing damage. Combined YouTuber has front wing damage. Pondon has front wing damage. Kebab has front wing damage. And FIBA has front wing damage. So, keep in mind, that FIBA is still doing crazy fast laps, but he does have front wing damage. Now, that could just be an end plate missing. It doesn't show as very severe, it shows as light. However, the point is, he's got damage reporting. So, I wonder if he'll get that fixed at the pit stop, or if he'll just leave it.
No reason not to. I mean, an extra like 5 seconds isn't going to make a difference to him at this point.
Jack Humphries is so much faster through that chicane. It's actually crazy. Look at this through the swimming pool. Look at this. He might even. No, he doesn't. He knows it's Apollo Pepsi picks up a 3-second time penalty. Now he looks to the inside. He does not. He is so close to this McLaren, but as soon as they get onto the main straight, that McLaren just has the speed. So I'm curious exactly what. As it looks like Baitmate is coming in now. Oh! And Jack Humphries picks up a penalty again. See? This is the problem. You push, you zone, you focus, you think, okay, I'm going to get him, and then you make these small mistakes. He's got 6 seconds of penalties now.
That actually puts Trent back into contention with him.
And he must be fuming. He's just like, get out of my way. And Big Al's like, no. And it's fine. That's how it is. If you're racing for position, you're racing for position. Big Al must be looking at that penalty and being like, okay, well, I can relax a little bit, but it's more fun to make him suffer. And so he's just going to keep driving the way he's driving and defending the way he's defending. But Big Al also has to be careful, because I saw that chicane, and I feel like he might be on some warnings himself.
Yeah, he's definitely got at least one to his name from what I saw. So just on the strategy while we're on that topic, so that did just hit, as you said, about 15. Ooh, okay, so we're going to it's Crash responded, okay. They was going to undercut on Crash, but Crash responded to Bait pretty early. Crash wanted to see what happens here. Vlad also comes into pit, so he's out now. I don't think the undercut's going to work. No.
It's not. Crush exits significantly ahead. However, there will need to be some time for the tyres to warm up. I'm curious to see if Baitmate can make up that time through the rest of the lap.
Oh, is my mic playing up, or?
No?
Okay.
Oh. I'm not sure why that's the case. Alright. Nothing on my end. However, I'll monitor that, I suppose.
Might have just been a bit of a lag spike.
Yeah, so Baitmate. See, Baitmate's closed it in. He's closed it into the 1 second mark. He may not be ahead, but I think he's in a good spot. Gus rules if you don't talk, it's fine.
Thanks, Gus. Bieber's into pit now. Does he get that wing change? I don't think he did.
So there goes Jack Humphries. He is now in the lead of this race. His teammate exits in P2. Now Jack Humphries will have to pit, if just to swap to the second compound. It must be used in a dry race.
Bit of a mess on the leaderboard right now as everyone sort of swaps in and out of the pits.
Yep, so have a look at the pit stops there. So Jack Humphries, Pondon, yet to pit. Everyone else has completed theirs. Smitty's on 3 right now, which is kind of crazy. As Baitmate has dropped a little bit to Crush now, so I think Vlad and Crush might just create their own little pocket. Baitmate's got to be very careful. There's Smitty with another 3-second time penalty. So he had a 5-second earlier on in the race. Now, for whatever reason, this leaderboard shows penalties given under regular penalties, so like 3 seconds and things like that. 5-second penalties that can be taken in the pits don't show up for whatever reason.
So Crush, sorry, not Crush. Vlad's made up a lot of time for Fever. I believe Fever did get that front wing change. That's the only way Vlad could have made up that time.
Alright, so Crush trying to catch this Haas, but my lord, this Haas is quick. Vlad did a 112 point. Sorry, his last lap was a 113.3. Crush with a 113.1. Jack Humphries. Sorry, Jackson. Chasing down Trin here.
Really close, but overtaking is very difficult. This guy's on the same tyre compound as well, so it's going to make it even harder.
He's doing a good job. Just sticking right to the back of that gearbox. Can't make the move though. I'm curious if so right now Trin is splitting the Red Bulls and Trin's catching the Pondon. Pondon of course on the medium compound. Pondon hasn't pit, so I'm sure he'll come in a couple of laps, but I wonder if Pondon's gonna try and block or if he'll just come in.
That's a good point, actually. I don't know. The Red Bulls usually work pretty well together, Jackson and Pondon. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are trying to hold.
Oh, he spins! He spins and hits the wall! He spins and hits the wall, and that's going to come down to tyre wear, if I had to guess. Just too much power through those wearing tyres. And he's punted into the wall. He will come into the pits, and he'll have to get that front wing changed. Combined YouTuber came into the pits and still has the front wing damage, so either he got it again or he didn't replace his wing. I didn't see, but he's the only car reporting front wing damage at the moment.
Now, that surely is commentator's curse. That's so unfortunate.
My bad. So we are 19 laps in this race as Kebab picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Again, they're starting to really add up here. So remember, Jack Humphries with 6 seconds at the front there. Phoebe's hitting the fastest lap of the race at 111.9.
Phoebe's making inroads on Jack Humphries pretty rapidly with that tyre wear difference. So I wonder if Jack will hold him up. He might hold him up for a lap or two, but Jack will look to pit, I think, in the not too distant future.
So Trin is doing a really good job here of holding this Red Bull at bay. There have been moments where they're just touching, essentially. But Trin is just doing a really good job, keeping his composure. It's allowed, and it's allowed his teammate to just rocket away. Currently a 6.5 second gap between the two McLarens. Another shout out there to Vlad, maintaining his position there, P3. Crush is, again, also getting really, really close, but just can't seem to get the overtake done.
Can you tell me what Jack Humphries is lapping relative to Red Panda?
Relative to Panda, I can. So let's have a look here. So, Jack Humphries, his last lap was a 1:13.2. Panda's last lap was a 12.9.
Okay. I was just thinking what the best strategy is for him at this point to stay out longer, and because Big L's going to get held up. Big L's a lap away from getting held up by Red Panda. So if that's the case and he's getting held up, Jack's better to stay out longer. But if they're lapping about the same pace at the moment, Big L's lapping faster, there's nothing to be gained.
Panda's actually getting very, very close to his teammate now. I'm going to keep an eye on some of the couple of battles here. Excuse me. Crush again down towards the 3/10 mark. So Vlad just can't make it work. Brock Bear in the chat there saying he loves Monaco for its history and remembers watching it in the 80s, but it's such a boring track these days for competition. I 70% agree with you. I think that Monaco is a boring track in regards to wheel-to-wheel racing. I also agree that it's, very obviously a historic track. But I think that the reason why I like Monaco is because it's a track where, how do I put this without sounding like an idiot? Okay. The drivers just aren't racing the other drivers, they're racing the track itself. For the majority of other circuits, generally, you get a lot of forgiveness. Monaco is not one of those. The only other ones that come to mind like that would be Baku. Essentially street circuits, really. But Singapore has a lot of forgiveness in it versus something like a Monaco. But I think that with the cars the way they are right now and how wide they are, it can be a bit on the boring side, unfortunately.
Fairly rapid time just guys are still putting in. I still don't know if this overcut's going to work or not. Bieber has caught Jack Humphries now though.
So lap 23.39, and just by the mention, Fever is now underneath that 1 second mark. I would imagine Jack is either going to come in this lap, let his teammate pass, or let his teammate pass and then come in when he's scheduled to come in. Crush is doing everything in his goddamn power to overtake this Haas, and Vlad is just like, no. Vlad is channeling the power of the Haas team and doing everything to keep this Mercedes behind, and it's working. So again, props to you, Vlad. Keep that pressure going.
That would actually be crazy if this man comes into Tier 1, first time reserving in Tier 1, gets a podium, and Monaco. There you go, Jack's pit.
Okay, so Fever will now have the circuit to himself for a while. As we see the medium compound tyre going on to the Alpine, 2.6 there. Oh my guys. As Vlad and Crush make their way through, Baitmate will most likely gain a position as well, as will Panda. And I'm curious to see, does the second? No, he doesn't. He will exit in front of Trin. So just keep in mind, this is how he's decided to do this. So keep an eye on this gain lost, right? So Jack Humphries currently is 9 positions gained. He now has to navigate all of the drivers ahead of him, finish the race, and hope that he can put 6 seconds between him and the guy behind him. That's going to be a hell of an ask here from this Alpine.
Oh, someone's around. That's a Red Bull. Pondon's in the wall at the Neville chicane.
Wow, that's a very interesting place to reverse, but luckily he's got the time to do it. Wow. Wow. You know, I fully expected cars to come around that corner and whack right into the back of him, but luckily there was a gap there, and he got out of there unscathed. Here we go. I wonder if maybe this will work out for Crush now, because they're coming up to Pondon. So if Pondon's running slower, could this be the moment that Crush was waiting for? 50 laps to go.
Yeah, if Pondon holds up Vlad in the wrong position while trying to let him pass, this could be exactly what Crush needs. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Big Al is now definitely getting held up by the AlphaTauri duo.
Switch over there to the McLaren of Big Al. So curious. There's the last lap there. Big Al was 0.6 faster than Panda. So you weren't kidding. Held up is definitely what you'd call it. Just curious to see if he can actually make an overtake, because right now the AlphaTauris assist each other. By staying within that 1 second mark, that'll allow Panda to use DRS down the main straight. I've said it a million times, I'll say it again, it doesn't count for much, but I mean, any assistance is... Smitty picks up another 3-second time penalty. This is turning into the most predictable game of roulette ever with Smitty penalties.
He's fairly consistent there.
Yeah, and the other thing to mention too is we're looking at Big Al. Take a look at the guy behind him. That is a man who, you know... Oh, he looked! He had a look. That wing touched that rear tyre. Luckily, there's no damage. But the Alpine is the worst. He takes a bit of a snap as well. Hard on the brakes. He taps. And see, okay, so he's really got to think twice about doing that, because that's ramming. You can cut it how you want, but I understand you want to get past, but be very mindful about how you do that. And that's going to cost him time. That's going to give... Panda's colon just relaxed. Because Big Al lost time there. He's a second back now. So here we go. Jack now going to look at the inside. It's a buck. You don't overtake there. Okay, cool. I was going to say, that's not where you overtake. Through the swimming pool.
That would have been disgusting if you tried it there.
I would kill for Team Radio right now. Oh, as Panda went sideways. Panda actually drifted around Anthony. No. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Here we go. On board with the Alpine. And he's not going to have enough speed to go. He'll probably look at the dive, though. He pulled the car up, see? And he's just nudging him. He's just nudging the car ahead. Now, normally you wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh!
Yes. Why? He snapped again. Caught it again. See, normally you can't do that because, right? They're carbon fiber wings, so down on the inside, and that
was a pretty average move.
That is textbook how not to overtake. Oh, and that, and you know, okay. So, if I can do my greatest Alonso impression, karma. Because, right, and there's no safety car, that's hilarious. Because we were saying it, right? You have to be very, very mindful about how you overtake on this circuit. And he went into the hotel hairpin, and there is no way to put it, right? And we'll jump onto the replay, and we'll see if we actually caught it there. Look, that's called being a snowplow. You can't do that. But now you get squeezed, you get given a bit of your own medicine. Props to Big Al for actually saving that. Because I thought he was going to be in the wall of that. See, look, he late brakes, pushes the McLaren, gets him out to the outside, chooses to stay on the inside line. Big Al goes, yeah, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of less room, and there goes the wheel. So I'm curious to see how the stewards look at that. But from my perspective, I think you gave a little too much, and you got given a little too much, and now you're out of the race. So Alpine's point scoring is going to fall solely on FIBA, and considering he's 11.5 seconds down the road from Vlad, I think it's fine.
I can tell you the steward will look at that not favourably in Jack Humphreys' position there. He, as you said, he snowplowed into him. The courteous thing to do, and the only way to possibly avoid a penalty at that point, is to let the position go and give him the position back. But instead, he tries to capitalise on his mistake, forcing Big Al out wide. And then, yeah, as you said, just pure karma.
Yeah, I think I'll have to agree with Ali in the chat. If it was me, it would most likely be a no further action on both, because you could make an argument and say that Big Al ended up squeezing Jax into the wall, but considering the only reason they're together is because of the move from the hairpin, and knowing Codemasters' fantastic collision physics with cars, it's just one of those things where I feel if he had just backed out and tried it again on the next run, probably would have worked out. But unfortunately, out of the sprint race, out of the main race, no points for Jack Humphreys this weekend. And that's rough for a guy that we expected to be absolutely on the top of the points. He ends up with nothing.
He had the pace. He absolutely had the pace. Just as Ali says in chat, no patience.
Yeah. And then look, and then like, let me make this clear, right? I hold nothing against the guy, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't care who you are, right? The majority of you, when you're in a situation where you've got penalties and you want to be at the front and you need to be at the front and you need to gain time as well as gaining positions, right? You're going to be aggressive. And unfortunately, on a track like this, aggression, it's punished much more severely than other tracks. So he went for a move, it didn't quite work, and it ended up biting him.
Panda has front wing damage, which is why he's dropped off the back of Bait, mate.
Yes, that is being reported, yep.
Yeah, he is in a bit of strife now with Big Al looking to get past him. Big Al will be significantly faster than Panda now, so Panda is going to have to pull his best Ricardo impression.
Let's have a look. On board with Big Al at the moment as Ando Cat makes a position gain as Kebab comes into the pits. Does that mean that everybody's in now? Yes. Here we go. Flying through the tunnel. Oh, he just... That's awesome to see. The car scraped off the ground. You saw a little bit. Oh, as he gets a little bit of a touch. Okay, let's be patient here. Just gonna be easy on those brakes. But he did run into the back of the AlphaTauri.
Yeah. Not very clean. But Big Al did. Saw the mistake, saw what he did, backed off, let Panda have the position, which is what you should do in that situation.
Well, in that particular situation, he had no choice because he was hitting the chicane. So if he had kept pushing, he would have got a corner cut. But yeah, now he'll just reset and he'll try again. So we look at some of these gaps here. So Crush again. Crush is trying. He's trying to get this Haas, but he just won't do it. Seriously. Oh, there's a Ferrari around! There's a Ferrari around! I think it's Smitty! It is! That is not where you want to be!
Ooh.
But, everybody got through safe. Well done. Well done. We got a yellow flag in the sector too, but it's now clear. And luckily, no incidents.
Yeah, it was a bit close. Smitty doing the right thing there, just holding the brakes, keeping the car still, letting everyone pass him. Oh, there's no way that wasn't a warning for Panda. Oh.
Now we're going to have to switch back and forth here as we see Jackson attacking the other McLaren, driven by Trent as they go down towards the chicane.
Eckham reporting rain in 10 to 15 minutes. I don't think we're going to get there.
No, that'll be right at the end of the race if that was the case. 19% on the forecast right now, so I don't think that'll be a problem for these guys. Go back on with Big Al. Go up towards Massenet. Big Al is faster in that section.
Big Al's faster everywhere right now.
He is. If you have a look at the ahead, the last lap, 0.2. On the best lap, 0.3 faster.
I'd go as far as to say he's probably nearly a whole second faster than Panda, but because he's so close to him, he has to brake so early.
He does. He does. And the other thing you've got to remember too is, right, you've got less downforce following your car ahead. As Kebab says, the fastest lap, and Big L will go around the outside of the chicane. It's not ideal, and that's why. And that's why it's not ideal. Now, luckily, he slowed down enough. He had the wherewithal to remember to slow down enough, and he doesn't pick up a penalty for that, right? But if you're gonna try and overtake on the outside, that you have to be much faster than the car on the inside. Much faster.
If he pulled that off, that would have been an amazing move, but he absolutely did the right thing. Oh! Is Panda going to let him go? Panda just lets him go.
Panda lets him go. And now I'm curious if he's done that because he knows he's slower and he understands that with the front wing damage. If that's the case, that's sportsmanship on another level right there. Allowing a competitor to just go straight past. So if that's what he's done, then props to you, Panda. I feel a little cheated because I like the battle, but I also understand that survival is a very important concept, and I agree that maybe that was the better option for you.
Yeah, Mikhail was saying in chat that he did indeed let him go.
Yeah.
So, actually, I don't think you guys did anything wrong there. Big Al was never going to make that corner.
Yeah,
he's carrying speed.
That's just one of those spots. That's why I saw that as fair game. Honestly, if you're going to pick the right side on the chicane, like, unless you're well ahead, they're not. They're side by side, so... Oh! That's a bad spot! That's a bad spot for Pondon to be! Have a look at that! He's like... Talk about tight colons. Alright, so Pondon's going to drive straight through. And I don't know if anybody got damaged there. I know Pondon did, but I think everyone else got through unscathed.
Ali and Mikhail, if you guys are in the chat, you might need to get a change of underwear ready for your drivers when they come back in. That was a little too close.
And there's the Ferrari of Smitty there, no front wing.
I am amazed that we only have one DNF so far this race.
Yeah. There's Crush and who's chasing Crush right now? That'd be Endocat? Yeah. That's Endocat.
Audio messed up a little. On my side or on Kunai's side, Ali? And is it the game or is it the mic? Oh, all good now, okay.
Yeah, it might just be small, except funnily enough, it's not saying that I've got any dropped frames, so not sure where the audio wishes are coming from, but we'll monitor them. So Crush still, seriously, man of the match. Not that there is a man of the match, it's got driver of the day, but whatever. Is Vlad, and I don't even care. And the reason why I say that is because he's just defended so well. He's just defended so well. Is Endocat faster right now? Of course he is, he's on soft tyres. I was wondering, I'm like, how is he so fast? Soft tyres.
That would be why.
Squishy tyres. That explains a lot. So, and is that T-Mac ahead? It is. That's a very interesting procession. Okay, I'm curious if Vlad...
Do you reckon Crush could paint the Haas logo with his eyes closed at this point?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's seen it long enough. Probably burnt into the back of his retina. Which is unfortunate. So, interestingly, my problem here is, right, they've got blue flag warnings. Vlad is rapidly encroaching on T-Mac right now. And so T-Mac will have to pull over to the side and allow these guys to get through. They don't have to do that until they are of a particular distance behind them, and of course when it's safe. But Vlad will be getting him to pull over quick smart because, and there we go. And funnily enough, now that's going to mean T-Mac and Endocat fight, right? Because they're fighting for position. They're on the same lap. So Endocat took the position. He's like, yeah, all right, if you're going to let him pass. And I'm curious now if that was on purpose or if Endocat was just very cheeky, knowing that T-Mac was going to slow down for him.
I think Ando's just being cheeky. His teammates also on old hards. Ando's on very fresh softs. I don't think that was much of a fight there.
They go through okay. Back up to Jackson here, P8. So, trying to get trend, but just can't get it done. As we are lap 36 of 39, 3 laps to go. FIBA 20 seconds rather down the road. This is so crazy, man.
Smitty going for fastest lap. I'd love it if Smitty got fastest lap. That would be amazing.
That would actually be poetic justice. I would love to say that. If I don't get a point, you don't get a point. Oh, okay. So he's gone for fastest lap and also crossing the pit lane.
He's got to be close to getting a DSQ from time penalties.
That's Yuki levels of hilarity. Where Yuki, I don't know if you guys remember, but in Austria, Yuki got hit with crossing the pit lane because of how the white line from the pit lane exits. You get hit with multiple infractions for that. 3 laps to go. There's the warning. And again, FIBA well and truly in the lead of this race. Jackson is trying everything to get past this McLaren. He just can't get it done. The same can be said for Crush there in P3. He's trying to get past the Haas. And it's not working out for either of them. Jackson is so close, though. He just needs one good exit. One.
I don't think he's going to get it, though.
Nope, I don't think so either.
Any Trent on the job. Does Trent doesn't have any damage, does he?
Trin does not have any damage. So look at that. Fastest sectors belong to Kebab. Kebab does actually have the fastest lap right now, 111.1.
Trent hit the wall! Oh, with the rear tyre, so there'd be no damage in that, but that did cost him quite a bit coming out of Raskas.
You see them drifting slightly. I mean, some of it is lag, but he did drift slightly. He's losing traction on those rear tyres.
I was on board, I heard it and I saw it. Just as he came behind Raskas, his rear right tyre just tapped the inside wall.
So there's the tyre wear there for Jackson, 50% now in that front left. Just can't get this done. Smitty picks up another 3-second time penalty.
If he did that on his fastest lap attempt, that wouldn't count. Ah, the traffic! The traffic! Smitty's got traffic. I think it's bait. Yeah, no. Sorry, Smitty. No fastest lap for you. You tried.
Again, the closest running at the moment is the one you're watching. Jackson is pushing. They are leaving nothing to chance. Just cannot seem to get...
goes deep.
Yep, goes deep. That's going to cost him big time considering we're coming up into the final lap now. So, one thing I'm going to have to point out. Here we are, the final lap. So Jackson running up there. We'll jump on board with Crush as well, who's going down towards to the Novell chicane, and he is way too far from Vlad. And have a look at FIBA, who is coming around the final corner now. And with almost no challenge at all, he will cross the line and take the win. As we do have a yellow flag warning in Sector 3, that was just him drifting, so that's fine. Here comes Vlad and Crush. No overtakes here. Vlad driving a fantastic race. And
Incredible
he will
job
come
by Vlad
across
there.
in P2. Crush in P3. So here comes Jackson. Down through the tunnel, but he is way too far back to make this work. So unless Trin has some sort of access... I shouldn't say that. I should not say that.
Oh, Smitty. Smitty gets another 5-second penalty for unserved.
So Jackson right up there, giving him a little nudge, but he can't get past the car, and that's going to mean the Trin will come across in P7, and Jackson will finish in P8. Jackson will finish in... There we go. I was like, where is his car? It disappeared for a moment. And then we've basically got the rest of the grid. But FIBA,
Oh,
FIBA will take
Wow.
the win here.
that was a far more exciting race than what I was expecting.
Well, yes, there were some moments there. As Big Al will receive driver of the day, and I feel like that's well deserved. I would have given it to Vlad, but that's just me. But Big Al did make a lot of positions there. In total, 4. So he actually shares that with. Well, Endocat actually ended up making 5 at the end there, but. And yet again another gritty, because why not? So FIBA, 25 points to him. An unfortunate day for Alpine in the sense that they do get a win, but one of their drivers retired from the race.
Still a lot of points though, so it's the 25 plus the 8.
Oh, they're so far ahead it doesn't even matter. It just doesn't.
They can't be more than 2 or 3 weekends away from locking out the constructors.
It's
And, to be
something
honest,
like that. We'll have to do the math and get it double checked, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're very close to him. So there we go. FIBA takes the win, but doesn't take the fastest lap, funnily enough. Kebab will get the extra point for that, as you can see, 3 points for the weekend. 111.1. Vlad and P2, Crusher P3, Baitmate, Big Al, Panda, Trin, Jackson, Kebab, and Endocat will round out the top 10. And unfortunate there, one for Jack Humphries and Smitty. Smitty actually ended up DNFing. Fair enough at the end there, Apollo Pepsi. So a bad run there for the Ferraris. But Endocat and the Williams team managing to get a point. So, good day for them. All right, that is the end of Tier 1. However, we still have Tier 2 to go. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back.
See you guys.
I'm not your girl that I used to be. Sometimes I'm more than words. I'm beyond what I once was. I don't believe in love. Hey, hey. If I want something, I got it. Hey, hey. Oh, baby, I don't need love. Hey, hey. 'Cause I love, I cannot buy it. Wasn't real with you, boy. Real, wasn't real with you, boy. You won't give me too much chances. I don't care if I am fancy brighter. Yeah, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling you goodbye, I'm telling you goodbye, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling you goodbye, I'm telling you goodbye.
Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. How'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect. Perfect.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. In the morning, I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Can't be waiting for you in the morning. I'ma leave without giving a warning. I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. I just wanna be happy. I was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing. 'Cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past. But every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile.
Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some wine. Oh, then gets empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, fuck with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. How sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let go off the rules, cause there's so much fun. Are you loving it, feeling it, touch me, are you in it? Don't say what you see, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, fuck with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. Now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave with me. I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. How sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up red. How sad.
Won't you say why you're a stranger now? Your eyes escaping mine when I sit you down. Don't you feel like we're holding on onto a fairy tale, but the magic's gone? Been months of bluffing the blushes and faking the butterflies. Wake up, yeah, I'm kicking the castle down. Ooh, yeah, I think it's time to talk. Ooh, yeah, I think it's time.
used to be solid, not falling apart. Things never not okay when you were mine. You used to be honest, not pulling my heartstrings. Every other day you change your mind. Cause when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you land in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like that. Getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on loop. I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Cause you keep coming back after telling me off, without even fitting sorry between goodbye and hello again. Thought we could grow again, how about no again, again and again. I'm trying to tell you we can't be friends, struggling to comprehend that we broke up and ended again and again and again. And I'm getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and running, round, round. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck in like glue. You keep me on loop. Yeah, when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you're lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like all I am is you, a pet. You think you own me? I'm nothing but a boy for you to wind up when you wanna pretend to get to know me. You got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A short break. We're here now with the Tier 2 Championship, round 16 here at Monte Carlo Circuit. I am Kunai Zero, and I believe combined YouTuber will be joining us later on, co-commentary. Alrighty, so just waiting for the clock to count down, then we'll be able to get into the qualifying session here for Tier 2. Not sure how many drivers we've got. You can jump in, Bait, if you like. It's not an issue. so I'm gonna have to check everyone's name, and of course, people are running the same number. Okay, let's have a look here. So, uh, 34. Hey, Bait, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
I'm just going through
Mike?
and fixing names here. So 14, 55, and 63 makes sense. They're AI. Whoever, I think that's the Nick B guy, he's running the same number as Dalek. So that's going to be confusing, but he's in the Alfa Romeo, so I'll just remind that. And then someone's in the someone's in the McLaren, and they're running the same number as Gus. Panda. Panda's running the same number as Gus, so he didn't change his number. Which is weird, because... But it is. Yeah, right, he is. Because Panda in tier 2 is 7. Okay. Awkward. I'll just have to deal with that. Everyone else should be correct, though, I think. Alrighty. So, 15 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. We'll jump on board with real Dalek. The Aston Martin for a flying lap. See what kind of times these guys can set. What did we get? We got 119.2. FIBA did 119.2 or 119.1?
109.2.
What? 109?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. Yep, that makes sense considering Dutchy just did a 111.3. So cool. 109.2. Right, so it was the 108s that we thought Jack Humphries might be able to get into. Quite squeeze in there, though. Why is it showing that Dutchy's out? Did he actually crash out? Or is he just...
Sure, I'm still joining.
Pits? Sure about that one. Anyway. Alright, so a couple of times are rolling through. So Zay there just set the fastest lap, now 111.0. Dutchy with a 111.3. Combat with a 112.1. Nemo with a 112.4. Spicer with a 112.0 as Dalek comes into the pit, so he will not complete his lap.
Alright.
We're all good now?
Yep, I'm in.
Easy. Alright, so on board with Gus here, currently on an outlap. So Nick B has left the session. He is reserving for the Alfa Romeo team.
Yeah, it's definitely quite interesting around here. Everyone does set quite reserved bankers because the last thing you want to do is die on like lap 1. Oh, sorry, lap 1 of quali.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Gus Rules crosses start-finish line for his flying lap. We'll jump on board with him as he makes his way up to Massenet in into Casino. Going through the gears. Nice use of the track.
Ooh.
Damn, almost collected the ball there on the inside.
And he took a second bite of the steering wheel. Oh, big lockup.
There was a Red Bull, I think, parked off the side of the track there. He got out of the way.
Reminds me of a certain Mercedes driver.
Here we go down through the tunnel, 200 and it's just 280. It's 280 down towards the chicane, hard on the brakes. There we go.
One thing definitely to report on the difficulty on Monaco in this game is if you have ABS off, it is ridiculously easy to lock up. There's so many bumps that trigger a lockup.
Sure.
It is ridiculously difficult. So that's why I'm imagining Gus is struggling right now.
Sure, it's I can see how there would be difficulty in that as he sets a 1:13.6 there for P9. His teammate yet to set a lap at the moment. So we'll jump on board with Dalek now on another outlap. He boarded his previous flying. I suppose if you're running ABS, you'd most likely want to play around with your brake bias a lot more in corners.
Oh, I just stayed on board with Gus, and he at the hairpin he just crashed into the wall. But good thing it was his in lap.
All right, so here we go. So Dalek now just coming around the final sector. Zay still in provisional pole on 11.0.
I think Panda, he's about to set a pretty good lap. He's just set a purple sector too. Oh, as I said that, he lost the rear a little bit. Definitely cost him some time. But he will come across the line in his second now. 1:10.7. Wow.
1:10.7 there for the McLaren. He will take the top spot for now. With 10 minutes and 48 seconds left on the clock, I can imagine some of the drivers out there will have something to say about that. As Dalek sets the fastest Sector 1 of the session. See if he can continue that speed throughout the rest of the lap. Now down towards Portier and into the tunnel. We've got a yellow flag there. That'll just be an AlphaTauri pulling over to the side.
Quite a lot of traffic on his lap. Might not catch the rest of it. Oh,
he invalidates, and that's unfortunate there. That's unfortunate. He was on for a really good lap time, but that's the problem with the Nouvelle chicane. You want to try and straighten it out as much as possible. Ooh. And he survived that too. I thought he was going to die. He touched the wall.
Honestly.
He touched the wall. Oh! Whoa!
What?
Flyboy will pick up a 5 group place penalty for a collision with Bunning Snags.
Bunning Snags must have been trying to get out of the way or something. Wait, no. Bunning Snags retired. What?
Well, not sure exactly what happened there, but it was somewhat of a stir. So that is another driver out of the session. Spicer now on a flying lap.
Van Camp is about to come around the last corner as well for his. Oh no, he gave up on his lap. Wasn't a good one.
Oh, and Spicer's round. He's into the wall. Hopefully he can just hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes, hold the brakes. Oh my. He's trying to back it.
Holding the brakes?
He's trying to back it down the circuit. The only problem is I think you can get disqualified for that. He's trying to roll down. Oh my lord. Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to do it. That Red Bull was like, I need the time. Get out of the way. All right. Well, Spicer will have to abort that one, but we'll jump on board with his teammate Psycho for his flying lap. Currently with a 1:12.1 in P5.
Yeah, so, yeah, he's definitely about to start his lap right now. It looks like he's got some good tyre temps. I think he's going to send this one, Kuno.
Let's have a look. Here comes the start-finish line. Full speed down towards Sandovo.
Interesting use of third gear there. I haven't seen many drivers use third gear. Oh, the understeer. It just lasts forever.
My doesn't go to the right side of the track there. Oh, and it's a quick one too. He was only slower on the sector by 0.038. Here we go into the hairpin.
Pretty decent.
Combat with a 111.4. Spicer crosses with a 112.0.
Very, very calm on the throttle there, but he didn't lose the rear like a lot of people do. Let's see how he handles the Novell chicane. Ooh. Well navigated.
Wow, this is actually looking really clean. We're going to see the second sector line in a minute. All right, 3/10 slower through there, so he's lost some time in sector 2. He's going to have some traffic, hopefully. Is that person on a flying lap as well? Maybe.
Oh, this Mercedes.
Oh,
what have
that's
they done?
terrible. That's very terrible. That's a poor block. I'm just wondering if he's going to... Oh,
It wouldn't have cost him that much time, but it definitely would have put you off in the... Like, that last corner, you need to be looking at one thing and one thing only, and that's the apex of the last corner.
Yep. So, I should point that out. King J's shoving it in the chat. So, it's showing that Gus Rules has the fastest second time there. It's actually Panda, but unfortunately, Panda didn't change his number before he started Tier 2, so they'll both show up as Gus, and I unfortunately can't get around that. So,
That's a man who's signed himself up to do 96 laps of Monaco if you include quali.
Yeah, that's a rough one, huh? Jesus Christ. So, Nick B, 113.7 there in P13. Forehead 113.9. And
Oh,
Dalek,
Smitty.
Dalek is still yet to set a time.
Oh, he was on his in-lap, but man just wall rode like it was Gran Turismo 3.
This Panda sets a fastest time again at 110.1. Wonder if we'll see anybody break into the 9s.
I think Panda got a 110 flat, I believe, in Tier 1. Because I think he messed up his final run, so I think Panda might be on for a 109, but wow, look at the difference between him and Zay.
Almost the same.
Well, Zay is 5/10 up on his lap right now, coming through the last few corners. This might be a banger of a lap. Oh, loses the rear a little bit. Coming onto the main straight.
Oh! 110.3, so still P2, but much, much closer to that provisional pole time. There's Dalek also set a 111.0 there. P3. On board with Farmer Sam right now. Green sector 1, 3/10 slower than the fastest sector time. Oh, gets a snap there, but manages to catch it well. So 113.2 for the Red Bull driver at the moment. He'll be looking to improve on that. 5-minute warning. Smitty now on an outlap. Had a very rough go in Tier 1. In through to back. Another green sector. Just how much of an improvement he's going to have as he runs down to the lines of Farmer Sam, currently in P13. And wow, right up to P8. That's a massive jump, 111.59.
I think most drivers are cementing themselves in the 111s, or at least should be getting that time. So I think it's going to be quite a competitive last few laps from people. Either that or a lot of carnage.
There are the fastest sectors. So Zay with sector 1 and 2 and Panda with sector 3. And looks like Smitty's going to go into the pit, so he's going to choose not to finish.
It's a nice little drift. Hey, who we got on outlets? Got
Combat,
Mr. Spicer and Combat.
Spicer. I'm just wondering who's further ahead. I think Forehead,
it's
actually.
Combat.
No, it's Forehead.
Oh yeah, Forehead. You're
Down,
right.
going through to back. That's the one nice thing about having a driver tracker. Gives me a good shot on who's on track and where. So here we go, around the final corner. There is Forehead's personal best of 1:13.9. We'll see if he can beat that on this current flying lap.
I can't remember exactly how much ERS you use on a lap, but man only started with 70%, so he must have done a second out lap because he made a mistake on the first lap.
It's a yellow sector 1. Oh, and he's off the track there. Oh, it's a nice flick turn though. I'll give him that.
Very well
Very
done.
nice flick turn. Smitty coming out of the pits there.
He doesn't have enough time to pit, and he can't do another lap on these tyres. There's no way. Oh, well, he can try, but it's not going to be very competitive.
Stay on board here with Flyboy. That lap, he's sitting P10 with a 1:12.3.
Combat Rat retired.
In the session, so he will
Looks
not be
like
able to
Panda's
improve.
about to go past him. Oh! Panda had to get right out of the throttle and dodge him. He still sets a sector 1 though. Kind of similar to Fever.
Yeah.
Oh, Nemo's just retired in the tunnel and Panda's about to approach him. This could get spicy. Oh, he's on the right. Ooh, that could have been bad. I think Bandcamp's next to go past, but he's on the out lap.
Flyboy, green sector 1. Now, coming up to the tunnels, we see a yellow flag. Sector 2 for slow cars.
Panda's set a purple sector 2 as well. This is looking to be a quick lap. I think this might be a 109. Oh.
It is.
109.9. Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
109.
Very good time.
Yep. Well done, Flyboy again with a green sector 2. So he'll look to improve on his 1:12.3, but the question is by how much. Currently on the fringe of the top 10. Here we go. Out of the final corner, down to the line. And it's a 1:11.556. It's good enough for P8. So 31 seconds left on the clock. And I'm going to just point this out. Nick B has come out of the pits for an outlap. Well, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. As Zay's just starting his final run by the looks of it.
Okay, let's jump on board with the Williams driver. A 1:09.9 from his rival at the McLaren is the time to beat. The question is, can he do it? Have a look at the sector times. On the bottom left hand of your screen, there is the official finish to the session. And Zay just missing the wall there, and he does. It is a faster sector 1. It is a purple sector 1. He is up on the time, so it's looking good now for the Williams.
Oh, it's a decent sector 2. It depends how he goes through Saint Divert.
Here we go. Hard on the brakes, into the Novell chicane. Doesn't cut the corner. That's always good. Down to the run to the sector 2 line, through to back. Oh, and he's slow on the sector by less than a tenth. It's still a green time, though. The time gained in the first sector might be enough to give him pole. The last couple of corners. Here we go. A run to the line. The DRS wing opens. It's a 1:09.9 to beat. He does it!
He's done it!
He does it, and he does it with a slower sector 3. A 1:09.885.
Wow.
And it was actually a slower sector 3.
Did you see there was 2 moments there where he was a millimeter away from the wall? Like, that was as close as you can get. Wow.
Well done to the Williams driver there, and he just breaks out pole position there from Panda. What a great time, a 1:09.8. There we go. So Panda will have to start alongside him in the second slot of the grid box. Dalek in P3, Farmer Sam in P4, Dutchy, Smitty, Comrade, Psycho, Flyboy, and Mr. Spicer round out the top 10. However, Flyboy did get that 5-position penalty for running into Snag, so I wonder exactly what happened there. Snag, of course, starting at the back Himself and Drix not setting a time at all. So 17 drivers for this race. It should be a good one. If that quali lap's anything to go by, I still cannot believe he managed to beat that with a slower Sector 3.
Yeah, that Sector 1, he sent it. He got as close as you can get.
Actually,
That was very impressive.
I do have to correct that. That was actually a glitch in the timing for the app. He actually set the fastest Sector 3. So that makes sense.
Wow.
He set the fastest Sector 1 and Sector 3, but it was slower in Sector 2 in comparison to the fastest Sector time. So
It did look a bit scruffy, the Sector 2, so yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Just gonna crack open a cow bun.
All right, so there is the clock. And of course, we do not run a formation lap due to potential errors. So we will get straight into this race with Zay leading the field. And we should be in for a very interesting turn 1. Hopefully we can keep it clean. We saw 2 clean turn 1s in Tier 1 due to the sprint and the full race. So hopefully we can keep that going. So here we go. 5 red lights. They're out, and we are away. Zay gets a very decent start. Panda is fighting him immediately, and it looks like they come together. No damage.
Wow.
No damage, but Zay loses out, and Panda gains the lead of the race.
Yeah, wow, that was pretty aggressive from Panda, but I guess that's what you got to do. Oh my god, Zay almost lost it.
Oh, there's a big crash. There's a big crash at the back, and there is damage. It looks like one of the Alfa Romeos will be able to get a thing there. So that's going to be Nick B at the back there with the damage. I'm going to give you a report in a moment. So Nemo has front wing damage. Flyboy also reporting front wing damage. And Forehead has picked up front wing damage as well.
So just to confirm there, Nemo has been found, but he has lost his front wing.
Correct.
Okay.
Just keep driving is my advice there. And Flyboy's wing damage is quite severe because you can see it there. He's missing his entire wing. So that's not ideal.
So that's a pretty interesting scoop from King J there. Panda forgot to change his tire pressures from his quali pressures, so he is going to be struggling hard.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. That's going to be... So they're going to be ballooned then. I'm assuming you would have pumped them up.
Yeah.
For quali?
Yeah, add a few clicks for quali, so because it's hard to get the temp on the outlap.
Yep. So, as expected, yeah, that's actually going to hurt him. But he'll have to manage that over the course of the next 39 laps. So we'll stay on board here with Dutchy. There's a decent fight. So as you can see, there's actually quite a very... Oh, as he just gives a nudge to the Aston Martin ahead. There's actually quite a variation, a large variation here in the tyre compound split we're starting with. So Panda and Zay on mediums, Farmer Sam, Dalek, Dutchy Combat Rat on soft tyres. Snag is also on soft tyres down in P12. And then we've got medium runners from 7th to 11th, and it looks like Drix and Nemo are on the hards. Nemo would have come in, so he would have switched to the hards. But considering the early damage, that is probably the best bet.
With the unlikelihood of a safety car, why are so many people on softs? I didn't even clock that yet. That is very odd. The softs die after 5 or 6 laps.
That's true. They obviously have a much more increased tyre wear per lap, but you also do get a benefit of performance early on, so I wonder if maybe they're looking at trying to gain positions early. The only thing that makes me question that decision is we're at Monaco, so overtaking is not really the name of the game here. But anyway, we'll see how it works for them. We are on lap 3 already, so DRS is enabled for what it's worth. As Nick B has left the session, looks like it's just a disconnect there, so hopefully he'll be able to jump back in and get control of that car. Jump down to P10 at the moment, a spice up. Wide up the back of Bandcamp here, going into the tunnel. You can see him just turning on the overtake for a moment. Curious to see who gets the first corner cut penalty.
I'm gonna guess it happens on lap 5. The first one.
All right, lap 5. As Panda sets another fastest lap, 12.8.
It's getting pretty spicy between Dalek and Farmer Sam. Farmer Sam is definitely slower than Dalek, and Dalek's trying to get past him at all costs.
And the question is where? There's only a few spots that you really can attack. I should say a few spots that you can attack safely. As,
Basically pushing him through the track.
Danik with a 5-second penalty. It was lap 4.
Yep. Damn.
Dalek really pushing at the back of Farm Sam. Here
he's
he
gone
goes. He
for
goes
it.
on the inside. Oh, it's a good move. Oh, mate, well, and that's a shame because Farmer Sam kind of had no choice, I suppose.
Yeah, Dalek did go a little bit deep, but it was a tough one.
There you go. See, through the corner there. See that again. Yeah, I suppose he really didn't have a choice, but he does pick up the 3-second time penalty because he gained an advantage.
Yeah, Dalek needed to be a little bit more generous with space at that part of the track, I think. I mean, if you're gonna make a move there, you gotta give everything. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. I think we might be seeing these two go at it for quite a while because they're both on the same tire.
Oh, he taps him.
but
He taps him.
Dutchy is right there as well. Look at this. Look at this train all the way down.
Everybody, it's actually cool to watch. Basically, everyone from 3rd to 7th is floating around that 1-second mark. Dutchy got a really good run through that chicane. Into the bark now. And Panda is slowly but surely making a gap here on Zay at the front. Zay doing the same with Farmer Sam. So Farmer Sam looks like the cork in the bottle, as they might say. Seems to be the one holding up the rest of the pack. There's actually a significant amount of cars in that train. I am curious to see who messes up first. It's either going to be possibly Smitty accidentally running into someone in the braking zone, or Farmer Sam messing up a corner and then causing a bit of a backlog here.
I feel like now that Smitty spent a whole race spinning, he might have learnt.
Possibly. Yeah, well, Dalek's so far back in that particular instance there was no way he was going to make an overtake. So I think for most of these guys, it's going to come down to pit stops and strategy.
I think even Panda with those like elevated tire temps, which it won't start affecting him till around this part of the race, but he's still just absolutely checked out. Zay's got no answer. There's a 4-second gap currently between them, and yeah, I don't think Zay's got much answers for Panda on the mediums.
So Combat Rat is in the pits right now. Lots of damage there. Also, I didn't notice this before, but Forehead is actually out of the race. So we're down to 16 drivers. I'm not sure how that happened or what caused it, but he is out of the race.
Yeah, I did miss that as well. And Bandcamp's slowly but surely finding himself in a bit of an Alpha Tauri sandwich right now.
Spicer is starting to encroach on his space. Spicer actually got a really good exit out of Portier there. I'm curious to see if he can maintain this gap.
Man, if he was juicing, he could have probably gone for it there, honestly.
Maybe. Oh, God, he's gone very far right over that corner. So be careful with those. We saw a lot of penalties come out of Tier 1 as he messes up
There
the
we
corner
go.
slightly through to Buck and Smitty with a 3-second time penalty.
Interested to see. I'm going to go on board with Smitty. Because all those soft runners are going to have to pit in the next couple of laps.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, even though they could take them longer, the amount of time they're going to lose, all the medium runners will just be right on their bums.
So, Tadic there, front wing got damaged and locked up into the wall. Oh, I see. Oh, was it? Oh, so that must have been him that ran.
Oh!
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
Smitty just tapped Dutchy into the hairpin. I don't think he got any damage.
Okay. Spicer again, just not close enough. We'll have to stay in P9. Oh, these guys are really riding those curbs. It's not flagging or anything, so I suppose it works. Power to you.
Dalek went very deep. Oh, Dalek's pinning now.
Dalek's going into the pits there. Okay, so the Aston Martin pulls the pin on well, essentially lap 9. Dutchy will continue to go on. Curiously, Farmer Sam, just look at that tyre wear there. And that is all you need to know. 50% on that front left tyre. 47% on the right-hand side. So they are definitely feeling the strain. If we jump up to Zay there, you can see the difference. 25% all round. And Strix will pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Well, it did work out pretty well for Dalek in getting some clean air. Because if he's going to utilize this undercut, he's got to do it properly.
Dutch's time tree not coming through. Can't see the tyre wear, but I would assume it's pretty similar to Farmer Sam at the moment. Considering they're running some strategies. Just kind of bonkers how fast these cars go through that section. Swimming pool is so nuts, and they decide not to come in. They're going to stay out. This will probably work in Dalek's favour, I think, as Nick B.
Just a little update on the front. Zay is currently 7 seconds behind Panda.
He is, and Dalek just picked up a 3-second time penalty, and Dalek's out of the race!
Oh my god.
Where did he crash? To back!
And swimming pool, there's...
We got a
Oh,
virtual
yeah.
safety car! Okay, we got a virtual safety car. So that's, I think he came in contact with Nick B.
Oh my god, there's 2 drivers just sitting there. Go on board with Nemo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, there, you can see them off to the side. Yeah, okay. Well, it's a VSC, not a actual safety car, so they all just have to slow down to 40% of a delta, but 3 drivers are now out of this race. Wow. Okay, so lap 10 of 39. We're still under VSC conditions. Dutchy is trying to gain as much time as possible through the microsectors. Actually, Farmer Sam has decided to come in. Dutchy will stay out. So this is going to be a very, very, very rough lap for him. Maybe he timed it to perfection. Green flag, DRS enabled. As we see Nemo just coming out of the pits there. Luckily, it doesn't get taken out. People like to run very wide through there. So Dutchy now P3. As Farmer Sam should come out in P9.
Oh, Psycho's just spun the Alfa Romeo of Nemo and retired him. Nemo was just cruising along, and Psycho just, like, he was hard on the brakes, couldn't do anything to avoid him. I think Nemo was literally going 50 kilometers an hour through Sector 1. I don't know what was going on.
Well, that's unfortunate. So, okay. So, Nemo did just come out of the pit exit there. I'm not sure what happened he was maybe trying to get out of the way or if he had any type of technical issue, but well, he's been crashed out. So we're now down 4 drivers. This is turning into a battle royale more so than a Grand Prix.
Yep. I think it's going to continue like this. I'm surprised we even have some gaps.
Bandcamp missed the corner really badly. We'll pick up a 5-second penalty for his trouble. Let's actually have a look at that.
Wait, I think he's got damage after going on his onboard. Yeah, he's got no front wing.
So there you go. You see him just miss the corner there. All right, so an incident has occurred with that Haas. You can see him just pulling into the pits there.
It's not the end of the world for him. It's just still roughly, like, this is still within his pit window. He just loses some time from the wing, so he's got to do a really good outlap. Mr. Spicer is 9 seconds back on Psycho, so Psycho's got all the time in the world. But Zay, man, 9.2 seconds behind. Honestly, if this goes on, Panda can just pit whenever he wants. Doesn't even have to worry.
Yeah, Zay essentially 10 seconds behind. Smitty the same. And Zay. So each of those front 3 running in their own little bubble. As Drix here is looking on a move on Spicer. He checks the inside. The side's against it.
This is definitely when the hard tires will be a lot quicker. Let's see what he's got.
Try and maintain the gap through the final corner. He might even be able to get him with some assistance from DRS. He's close. It's a move in a Saint Deveau. It'll be in the inside. No, again, he'll just run up through Massenet. That's also another
hit
spot.
the wall. Spicer hit the wall. I don't know what kind of damage he got, but he collided with the wall just then.
Spicer does have front wing damage. You are correct. Can't see the extent of that damage. I would assume maybe an end plate.
I would say it's definitely like light green, because it wasn't that big of a hit, but it could potentially be yellow as well.
Oh, he's still got both his end plates, so yeah, it's very light.
It's probably light green then.
Farmer Sam's also up in this battle now. You can see him right there behind Drix. Goes very wide through Portier. So Drix now probably going to hit the overtake. It's going to be on. He's going to go on the inside, and I think Spicer's going to have no choice but to allow him to go through. And that's how you do it, boys. Up into P5. That's as clean as an overtake as you'll see in that section.
I think Spice definitely played ball there. He realizes there's smarter. It's not the battle he's going to win at the moment. I think he might cut his losses and just pit now. And he doesn't pit, so I was incorrect.
So have a look at the speed of the big brain. Yeah, look at the Red Bull here. Around the outside. Also easy done. Didn't put too much of a fight there. So Farmer Sam up to B6. Spicer now down 2 when we first jumped on. And these times are now...
Psycho and Smitty around.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And Smitty will pick up a 5-second penalty due to that collision. They didn't quite catch it in full.
I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah. I literally just saw Psycho with Smitty's pointing the opposite way, and Psycho had to go right over the curve on the inside of the hairpin.
So here comes Dutchy. I wonder if he'll look for a move. Nope, a little bit too far back. Oh, he's going to go on the inside. That is brave.
That was very brave. Wow, but yeah, that curve, going around that curve, over that curve like that, it does not like it. So, yeah, that was fair game. That was a pretty ballsy move. He does have to get past Mr. Spice here, as this is really affecting Dutchy's race.
How did he not get the front wing taken off? Look at that. And he drifts it. They both drift. Jesus.
I think Dutchy's about to make the move now on Mr. Spicer. He'll get this done before turn 1, you'd say. No! Spicer is parking that AlphaTauri exactly where it needs to be.
Spicer didn't fight the Red Bull, but he's certainly fighting the Scuderia Ferrari. Oh, around the outside of Massenet! He goes on the inside of Casino. And the
Wow.
AlphaTauri really has nowhere to go. Oh, props to you, sir.
That is very good driving.
Props to you. Let's have a look at that again. Wow. Inside. Right down. Oh, beautiful move.
Wow. As clean as they come, honestly.
Yep.
But it takes two to tango, you know. Mr. Spicer definitely has been placing his car in the right spots to allow these drivers to do these moves, because Monaco is definitely not the kind of track you want to be overtaken around.
All right, so
As Zay pits, and he's getting a wing replaced. Oh, that's GG. Yeah, all Panda has to do is cruise to the finish line now. He's got nothing to worry about.
yeah, now that you've said that. Oh! Zay sideways out of the pit exit. My lord. Farmer Sam chasing down Drix here for P2. Both of them with 3-second penalties, so they're on par. At least for now.
Wow. Panda's going to pit and still come out in the lead. That's very impressive.
34.5 seconds ahead of P2. That is quite the lead, I must say. And again, it's all on him too. The only real person that can mess this up is himself, so as long as he keeps calm and collected, he doesn't even have to push, really.
Smitty just exited the pits, and Gus just got ahead of him there. As Panda comes into the pits.
Oh, Dutchy on the inside! Dutchy on the inside! He has to... Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Zay has had to go out there. I'm curious. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Zay was in P2 when he pit, and now he's looking at P4.
Yeah, Dutchy needed to give a little bit more room there, unfortunately.
Yeah,
if we
100%.
just have a look, should restart in a moment. So if you just have a look here down into the chicane, look at that. Doesn't give him any room on the apex there. So unfortunate. Zay backed off not to get a penalty, but if the stewards were looking at that, I would say that Dutchy may have had to reduce.
Something is going on with Mr. Spicer. He has gotten 2 3-second penalties in like a lap or two.
He still has that front wing damage. Flyboy also.
He mustn't have. You know what it probably is the game doesn't like to replace your wing if you have it on auto for light damage. You have to set it to manually replace.
Oh, okay.
And I think Spicer probably forgot to do that. Unless he crashed again, either or.
So Zay is doing really well to maintain the gap here to the Ferrari ahead in P4. So I assume he will look for some form of attack.
Oh, Zay just tapped the wall. I hope his car's all good.
Lap 18 to 39. We are past the halfway mark.
So King J just saying in chat that Spicer broke his wing on the pit exit. That's why he had to pit again.
Oh, I see.
This has definitely cost Zay so much. Dutchy definitely, I think Zay will probably report Dutchy for that one.
Wow, Flyboy. If Flyboy picked up a 10-second corner cut, that means he went straight through the Novell chicane. That's the only place on this track that you could do that.
Or turn 1, actually.
Oh yeah, if you really cut the corner on turn 1, I suppose. Yeah, or maybe even through the swimming pool. It's not ideal though, as we see yellow sector flag. That's going to be Flyboy. That's going to be Flyboy off to the side there, 100%, and he's lost his front wing again.
Yeah, wow, this has really set Zay back. He is way faster than Dutchy, but he can't do anything about it.
Farmer Sam. Oh, he might have something to say about this. Let's have a look here. So what kind of speed can he exit?
Oh,
Too much. Oh,
it's getting close.
catching the slides too. So be very careful there. Don't want to throw that away.
Zay just needs to focus on damage control now. He's lost the race. He can't win it. He's got to try and get himself back up in a P4 or P3 damage control for the championship.
I don't know if I'd say he's lost the race. I will admit it does not look good, as Panda said. A 112.6 to shut me up. But it doesn't look good. But there's still 20 laps to go. So anything could happen here. And remember, Panda is running fatigued.
He is. He definitely is. Like, he could easily crash, and I'll eat my words, but with a 23-second lead, you can drive however fast you want. You don't have to risk anything. So I feel like you'd have to be a very silly person to be pushing that hard at that point. But hey, that doesn't mean mistakes can't happen. So you never know.
So interestingly, Drix in P2 has not pit. So that means Farmer Sam will go into P2 at some point. Dutchy will also take P3. To the change, Zay is doing very, very well maintaining the gap here to the Ferrari. But unfortunately, the gap has not manifested itself enough to allow the Williams to potentially overtake. I may have to take that back. Nope. No, he will stay behind for now. Still plenty of race to go, but the more he does this, the more wear he'll incur on those tyres. And the slower it will be towards the end as Bandcamp goes up in P10. Jump down with the Haas driver in P10. Bandcamp just chasing down Snag, who did set the fastest time earlier. It was taken away by Panda moments after.
Oh, I can imagine Gunter sweating right now. Gus is definitely doing his teammate a favor though. He's holding up Bunnings.
He is. Oh, and Gus locks up quite badly. Quite badly there.
And Smitty had to get on the brakes to avoid it.
Yeah, that did
I
not
can't
go
help
down
but
well.
laugh.
That did not go down well. So Snag up into P8 now. Gus down to P10 as Smitty has to come into the pits. And Zay is so close through the chicane there. He's doing everything he can, but this track is just not conducive to allow for massive overtakes. You simply don't have the stretch of road you need. So that means you have to be much quicker in the corners so you get a better exit. But as they go on, I have a feeling that Dutchy might catch Farmer Sam here, and that could help Zay, depending on how hard it is for Dutchy to overtake. As Mr. Spicer was retired from the session, that is a crash. That is a crash in... That is a crash in the swimming pool. Oh my god, Snag almost died! Oh my... That is not an ideal place for that car. It has now been removed. If there was ever an accident that was supposed to be a safety car, it was that. But let's
What
just...
does it take to bring out the safety car?
I'm
Like,
not sure. It's definitely a bug. But just keep an eye here, right? You're going to see Snag in a moment. How he survived that is beyond me. Is beyond me. Here we go. Look. So again, right in the middle of the track. Jesus. So through all that, as I said, Dutchy has caught Farmer Sam now. This is going to be really interesting. I wonder how much Farmer Sam's going to slow him down. He was the slowest car on the early stages of the race. He was very clearly holding up the cars behind. This is now going to come into effect. Again, Drix still has to pit. So Dutchy will be slowed down, and this will give more and more benefit to Zay. But the problem is, he then still gets help. As he catches the slide. He then still gets held by the Red Bull in the grand scheme of things. So I'm just wondering who manages to scurry out of this. Zay is doing so well to maintain the goal.
Farmer Sam lost the rear.
Yeah, okay, this is a problem for Zay. Zay has to get this done. He's going to go there, going to be squeezing. This is something you might not want to see. He goes into the back. Oh, they all have to go off the track. Zay's going to... It was unfortunate, but it had to happen.
He got an illegal as well. He had to let them by.
So, if we just want to break that down... So, Zay ended up hitting the back of Dutchy there because Dutchy really pulled up quickly.
More is happening. What is happening here? There's a Haas in the way of Zay. Oh my god, they almost collected each other. Oh.
Alright, we're having some issues with traffic now. This really shouldn't be this bad. Dutchy managed to get ahead. What's interesting here is Dutchy and Zay get a penalty, right? And that literally just puts them on par with Farmer Sam now. Now, I will assume that some of these will be questioned, some of these will be brought up to be removed, but in any case, right now they're all even, but the one that came out the worst there was Zay. Not only did he pick up the penalty, but then he had to back off to allow Farmer Sam to take the position back. Dutchy, no such thing.
Wait, when did Smitty DNF? Because Flyboy still hasn't overtaken. He just overtook him there.
I'm not sure. I just noticed that Smitty was out, so we are now down to 11 drivers. At this point, if one other person retires, everybody gets points.
Wow.
So Zay is now 2 seconds behind. This has not gone well for him. And I don't think Farmer Sam's going to be able to make an attack on Dutchy, considering the performance of the two cars. Actually, let's have a look. There's the last lap. Farmer Sam was actually faster by 0.2. And on their best lap, Farmer Sam is actually faster by 0.02 of a second. So I was saying that Farmer Sam was slowing everyone down, but I wonder if that's just because he was ahead. Everyone else was getting a bit of a performance boost with the slipstream and DRS zones. Or zone, I should say. There's only one. And Zay's now managed to catch back up to Farmer Sam.
I think Drix will catch combat, but he does have that pen. And your deltas are so different to what I see on mine.
Yeah, it's the update times. They're not as quick as the onboard, as the inbuilt, like the F1 leaderboard.
Zay's all over the back of Farmer Sam here. I think he might actually go for a move. Probably not actually. He's got no ERS. Yeah, he's used it all. He's completely dry. And Farmer Sam has 24%, so...
Zay had a much faster line. He's going to try and look on the inside. Now, Farmer Sam is allowed to do that. He is allowed to adjust his defensive line once. So he chose the inside line. It was smart.
That's not the place to do it there, Zay.
That's rough. That's rough. I mentioned that in the previous race. I believe my words were that was a snowplow. But he's still behind. So the only thing is, so Farmer Sam has front wing damage. Zay does not. So he was trying to look on the inside there, but didn't quite work this time round.
Does Zay have front wing damage?
No.
Wow, he got lucky there because he definitely rear-ended. Well, not rear-ended, but he collided with his wing into Farmer Sam.
Oh my God! What a snap!
This is the issue. Is you're going for that extra tenth on the exit, but if you grab the slight bit too much, there goes the rear end. So it's definitely the challenging aspect of this game. So It's quite interesting seeing the drivers struggle.
It's kind of nuts. There's 6 cars out and we didn't see a safety car.
Yeah. I think there was plenty of things in my race that should have been a safety car. Pepsi was spun, blocking 3/4 of the track.
Mm-hmm. We did catch a glimpse of that. So Zay's in a really good spot now. I wonder, maybe he's got a little bit of charge.
Oh, is it enough though?
It
He's
isn't-
got the
it isn't enough.
slipstream.
It simply isn't enough. Oh, he's going to try
He's going
though.
for it anyways. Oh my god, this is ambitious.
That was actually really good pressure from him. I will say that because he forced
Oh
Farmer
my god!
Farmer Sam has hit the wall.
Farmer Sam just got wing damage.
Yep, he got more wing damage. He already had wing damage, so that's going to cause him to be very, very slow. Zay will most likely be able to. He might even get him around Anthony. No, well, you
my
could do
God.
that too, I suppose. You could do that too. I don't think he
And
meant
he's
to
got
do
no
that.
ERS either. He's gonna have to do a whole nother lap behind him.
Do you know who the
He
real
can get
hero
this
is?
P3.
Do you want to know who the real hero is in all this? Have a look at Combat Rat. He is flying right now. He's about to catch. Zay having to go left and right.
Oh my
Man,
god!
Farmer Sam. I don't know how Farmer Sam's not dead right now.
That was a big hit as well. Combat Rat though is on 21 lap all tires as Zay gets past. Can he keep it? Yep.
He does. And all that blocking has allowed his teammate to really come back here. So Combat Rat now in the fight. What kind of tire wear are we talking about for Zay? Wow, that rear left tire is taking a lot of brunt.
Man, Farmer Sam is in struggle street. But good, he let Combat go. So Combat, even on those ridiculously old tires, if he can just stay within that penalty window, it might be worth it.
Farmer Sam ends up picking up another 3-second time penalty there with the chicane.
Just want to point out Band as well did that very early pit stop because of his wing damage. And the man's just chilling with a decent gap behind, so he might come under pressure from Psycho later, but he's in a pretty good spot right now after that mistake.
10 laps to go here in this race. Panda, 33 seconds ahead of P2, and be reminded that he has already had his pit stop, so he's built that up again. So as long as he does not mess up, he will take the win.
Gus Rules going for a fastest lap by the looks of it.
Okay, switching onto the soft tire with 10 laps to go.
He's pushed, used a lot of ERS. No, not enough.
Here comes Drix now. Chasing Farmer Sam. Farmer Sam has serious speed issues here. Drix, you can see the overtake there. It's not going to be enough,
Farmer
though.
Sam's using as well.
It's not going to be enough. Drix is going to look on the inside, but there's just way too much gap there.
Oh, yeah, Drix
Really
went right
unsettled.
over that curb.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
unsettled. Farmer Sam keeps
Oh my
touching that
gosh.
wall, man.
I don't think there's going to be much of his wing left. And Christian Horner would not be happy. Oh, Drix has to get it done here. He's not using. Wow.
Ten laps to go, and looks like Drix. Oh, that's it's a very late adjustment there from Farmer Sam. In any case, McLaren still has its front wing, so
That's what he's got to do. Drix has got to set himself up for the switchback just like he did there.
hard on the brakes into Mirabeau.
Oh, no, they're not going to try it, are they? Oh.
Drix is still.
Yeah, very smart from Drix. You can't go side by side through there. He's going to have to just wait for the right moment.
Gives him a bump.
Oh, this
gets
could
on
be
the
it.
pedal.
If he juices.
He's
But Farmer
just.
Sam saved all of his. He's using it. He's got nothing left. 0% now.
And Farmer Sam really takes that. I'm surprised it hasn't flagged another corner cut, but anyway. Go through there again, and now it's all gone.
Oh.
Now it's all gone. Farmer,
Oh, God, how is he still living? What is going on?
Farmer Sam has to pit. There's no way he survives another lap.
He has to pit, yeah. He's not pitting.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All All right, I'm in.
He's
I'm in.
juicing down the straight as well to hold the position.
All right, I'm in. I'm keen. Lap 31 of 39. And Farmer Sam has decided that front downforce is a thing of the past. And here we go. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. How far into this lap before the red ball?
There we go.
There. Spoke a little bit too soon. He realizes that he just can't do anything with that.
You know what though, for Drix, it's really not that bad. Bunning Snag is the sorry, for Farmer Sam. Bunning Snag is the closest driver behind him.
Just came out of the pits.
Now Psycho, and he's what, 20 seconds back? 34 seconds back. Yeah, I think Farmer Sam can easily take, even with that front wing, what, he's losing 4 seconds a lap. Oh, it's going to go right down to it.
Let's see. Does he hit
He's
the
got a
wall
pen
again?
though as well.
Oh, he has to slow up so much. He has to slow up so
Yeah.
much through that section.
I think he's got to pit this lap. If he doesn't pit this lap, his race is over. If he pit last lap, he actually would have salvaged a P6.
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay. He is changing so onto the soft tire, and you can see the front wing there for Farmer Sam. So it's probably going to be about a 7-second stop, 7.4. We'll switch over to the Aston Martin now of Snag, who's trying to fight Psycho there down at the swimming pool.
All this defending Psycho is doing is actually gained a bunch of time for Farmer Sam as well, so he can just cruise back out and not have to worry now. To be fair, it wouldn't have been that close anyways.
Oh,
Snags! Oh my god, he's going for it. He actually pulls the car up. But Psycho gets the better exit on the outside. Oh my god, they're going to continue. Oh, boys. Oh, Bunning Snags.
Around the outside of Massenet into Casino. Aston Martin will take the inside line into drag race down towards Mirabeau. Oh, and it actually comes out ahead. Snag into P7 now. Wow. An amazing fight from those two. Psycho giving it all he had.
The band actually decided that those hards that he was on weren't going to make it. And he has pit for softs.
And through all of that, I must point this out. Zay has caught up to Dutchy. So they
That's
are
a very
again
good point.
on equal footing. We are lap 33 of 39. Panda is 44 seconds ahead. So, again, well and truly in his own little race here. But Zay might actually have an opportunity to get P2. The question is, where will he make the move? They'll both have similar tyre wear. You can see, oh sorry, I take that back. Dutchy has 21 lap old hard. Zay on 17. I thought they were on similar tyre wear. They are not combat with the oldest tyres out there. 26 laps on the hard compound.
Did Zay avoid damage there? I noticed he dinked the wall again.
No, he did not. He has no damage. Oh, he just touches
wow.
the back of the Ferrari there. He is making sure that he knows he's there. So he'll have DRS assistance again. Doesn't really count for much. But in any case, he's going to look on that left side. Now he's going to try and maintain the minimum speed as they go up the hill. This is actually really good for the Williams. It's going to be a pretty strong drag. Here we go. Goes to the left side, goes to the right. The Ferrari. Oh, it's a touch. It's a touch, but the car gets caught. So the Ferrari stays ahead, and this is the problem with this. You really have to pick a line and stick with it. The Ferrari is allowed to defend, but luckily no damage again for the Williams. I don't know what they make those front wings out of, but my lord. Stronk.
Yep.
So Zay again, chasing him down through the tunnel. He's a bit too far back.
Pretty sure the front wing is made out of Nokias.
That makes sense.
Indestructible.
Just smelt down. So 3310s.
Yep. Snags is also right on the back of Farmer Sam now as well, so there's a pretty good battle between those two.
Oh, Zay.
Probably,
Wow, he just messed up there through just before Antonino. So that's dropped him back a little bit. I'm sure he'll be able to gain again. Just having a look at these two.
What's Dutchy's tyre wear at?
I can't actually see it.
He
because
doesn't
his
have,
telemetry is not currently enabled. But based on combat's running 60% tire wear.
So Dutchy would be 50s, anywhere in the 50s.
Something like that. I would take a hazard, I guess. So Zay again now caught up. He's in a really good position here. Zay has the faster car at the moment, but he's just got to work a little bit harder to make the overtake, and it's not working.
Oh my God,
for
Farmer
him.
Sam! Something happened to him. He's pulled over, let both drivers by, and he's come into the pits. I think he got damage. Yep, he's missing a front right end plate.
And also another thing to point out here is that there's another driver that is currently reporting damage. That is Psycho, and Psycho has rear wing damage. So
rear wing damage. Wow.
Now I wonder if that was the battle between him and Snag.
Well, and Snags as well has a 3-second time penalty now. So Psycho's actually got a P6 in front of him if that rear wing damage is manageable. Which, as we've seen in this game, it definitely is not.
It's very difficult, yeah.
It depends what he's got. If it's like light green, I think that's manageable.
So Farmer Sam has just come out of the pits. All right, he's fixed his wing. He's got fresh soft tires, and now he's got a Ferrari and a Williams barreling down on him. The last time this happened, it was exactly these three cars in exactly this order. Dutchy ended up getting ahead. Dutchy and Zay both picked up penalties. So I wonder, are we about to see deja vu, or will this go differently for Zay?
Well, and if these drivers end up getting another penalty, Combat Rat is sitting there within that 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So he could capitalize if these drivers try and do anything silly. But going on board with Combat, he is not having fun with that car right now. Looks like a horrible car to drive. Oh, Zay he's wall riding so much. Drix is all over the back of Combat as well. I didn't even notice that. And Combat's got no ERS, so Drix might be able to get this done if he can get a good exit.
Look at how fast Zay is through this section, man.
Wow. He's literally like, he could... Oh! He's got to be so careful. This is...
Oh, he goes down on the inside! It's going to be tough! It's going to be tough! They come together. There's a little bit of rubbing wheels. Dutchy will stay ahead for now, but that is a really good move this late in the race because it lets Dutchy know, you know, you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what Zay needs to do. He needs to be so much more calculated. He needs to build it up to a specific moment. He can't just try these random ones. As Psycho gets a 3-second penalty, so even if he was fast enough to keep with Bunnings, he's not keeping that. And what? Drix in Combat!
Yep. Drix has pulled over, so Drix managed to make an overtake. I think he actually cut the chicane doing so he's given the position back. But Combat has to pit, right? If he rises to the end, props to you, but I smell a puncture.
Oh, what's the percentage?
Right now, 66%.
Nah, he's G. It's 75% in puncture territory or something like that.
Okay. So keep in mind, Dutchy's tyres would be up there. So,
Sure.
like, Dutchy's riding this to the ragged edge. And right now, he's just banking on the fact he's making his car like the widest Ferrari that's ever lived. But
let's point out,
mhm.
Panda's almost a full lap ahead of Dutchy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's quite... yeah.
Well, we'll be showing Panda cross the line, and then we'll have a full lap of racing for the other drivers.
Yeah, I'm keeping a look at... Oh, it's Farmer Sam. There's a problem. Farmer Sam is parked on the circuit. You can see him just off to the side of the chicane. So luckily not in the way of any other driver. So if I actually have a look at the track map. So Zay and Dutchy are going through...
Oh, Rix is all over the back of Combat. Oh, this could be something big here as well.
So we are on the final lap now, and I have to.
Drick's got a wicked exit.
I have to switch here to Panda, who is around the final corner, and we'll cross the line and take the win here at Monaco. It's a fantastic race for him, and now we switch back to Zay. As Zay goes down into Mirabeau, he's going hard on the brakes. It's a little bit of a force. But Dutchy might have the inside line to the hotel hairpin. He's going to ride it out. The Ferrari is technically ahead, but now he drops back to Williams, manages to make his way past. It took a hell of a long time, but Zay has managed to get it done. But now look at Dutchy. Dutchy's got ARS to spare. He's going to go on the right side. They're down to the chicane. Oh, they don't give him space. Dutchy will pick up a time penalty for it. The argument could be made. The argument could be made.
That was some close racing. You can tell.
Oh, Zay is not done. Oh, they crashed. No way. No way. No way.
God.
No way. Dutchy is now going to go ahead Zay with no front wing. Luckily, they didn't crash out of the race.
Drix and Combat going to go right down to the line. Oh.
Combat managed to hold it. Props to Combat for coming P4 with those tires. My God. That... Oh man. If they had crashed out, and congratulations to Drix there for drive of the day. If Zay and Dutchy had crashed out on that final turn. Oh my.
That was insane. I'm sure there's going to be quite a lot of debate about that in the post race because, yeah, some of that was quite hard to call exactly how it should have been dealt. But we'll see what happens.
Here we go.
Overall, though, very great race from all drivers involved.
Panda finishing. I don't know exactly the time. Panda, do you want to take a guess as to how much fuel Panda had left in the car?
I'm going to say 2 laps.
He had 0.2 kilos.
Oh, wow. Wow. I mean, that's what you get from doing two races right after each other, right? You get all that fuel information so you can get it right.
All right, so there we are, the winner. Panda, he will take 26 points for his trouble because he did also get the fastest lap there with a 12.6. So Zay will take P2, but I have a feeling the stewards might have to look deeper into both of those drivers. Combat Rat coming across in P4, Drix in P5, Snag in P6, Psycho, Bandcamp, Farmer Sam, and Gus Rules ran out the top 10. And based on these, so from Flyboy onwards, actually Flyboy did finish in P11, and then from Smitty onwards, all DNFs. That is a massive amount of DNFs. All right, that is all from us here at AFR. We hope that you enjoyed. We'll be back next week, I believe, at Baku. Awesome. All right, we'll catch you for now. Goodbye.
wish you